Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, Nexus podcast feed for all things fandoms. The Ringer's Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder, tinker of things, Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You've got questions, he's got answers. Old Man Van, he of the receding, resurgent hairline, coat baby Chuck, 24-karat closure. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. Also on socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Jomi.
Dude, I mean, we're going crazy right now.
Who's going crazy?
Me and you, we did that little one after another thing. It's popping numbers. And I was going to talk about that, but I think we have to have a serious conversation.
About what?
About commitment.
What do you mean?
You have a nice little shirt.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Steve, that's a Demon Slayer shirt. I've got my Demon Slayer merch on, as you can tell. Charles, where's your Demon Slayer merch?
Oh, I got here late. I'm not taking off my shit, bro. Like, we got to get to the show.
2 minutes. Take 2 minutes to change to it.
You know, I'm not with it.
The three of us got our stuff on.
Okay.
You ain't got your stuff on. You're not a team player. What happened to unity?
I'll be honest with you guys.
What happened to family?
I don't care if you wear the shirt or not. I'll be real with you. However, I will say this. This podcast represents a significant sacrifice on behalf of one Mr. Van Lathan.
Of course it is.
I watch Mugen Train. I watched Demon Fire.
Yeah, you waited till the last minute too.
I watched
at the buzzer.
Yeah, you were in hell, bro.
All Sunday. I didn't watch the NFL. I watched. So I got through all of the stuff, and then I hit you guys, and I was like, "Is this movie on Crunchyroll too?"
He's like,
and
"No,
you
it's
guys
in
were like,
theaters."
"No," and I was like, "Fuck." And so then I had to get up and go see the movie.
We told you for weeks this shit was only in theaters.
I didn't know it was only in theaters. I thought that it was in theaters.
You thought this was it's broken records. It's box office.
The first thing that I looked at was whether or not you can get that bitch illegal streaming somewhere.
I mean, you can. You get your tourist bag.
I went to go see it. I'm glad I did, though. That bitch looked crazy on the screen. I'm not going to bullshit you. That's a good animation. Follow us on socials. We already did that. We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can now watch Midnight Boys, a House of R episode. Every Midnight Boys, a House of R episode on youtube.com/@Ringerverse. And also on Spotify this week. Mid Edition gave you their thoughts on Marvel Zombies. I saw where you guys tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw where you guys were taping. Shout out Devin. I saw you guys shout out DC. Was also
yeah.
I saw where
yeah.
you have you ever been over to Podville before?
No. Podville? What's Podville?
Podville is a closet in the back of the property with a bunch of different cubicles. It's hot in that bitch, and they got little podcast studios in there.
Yo, they had y'all in the hood.
That's why they made Jomi and Steve do Mid Edition. I'm not bullshitting you.
Stop lying.
I didn't know that this place existed. How long have y'all been taping in there?
Man, ever since they shut down the little studios over there.
Everything they shut down Pod City and they moved y'all to Podville.
Podville is crazy.
That's crazy.
Population us.
It's really just us.
Right. Ringerverse Recommends is out. Thursday, the House of R is continuing their Stranger Things revisit.
I think they're on season 3 right now.
Yes.
How many seasons of Stranger Things are there?
There's
gonna be
4. Yeah, there's 4 out. And
I gotta start watching this shit, bro.
And then when does Stranger Things come out? When does it come out?
December.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we went over it because they're doing the fucking annoying ass release schedule where they're releasing like 3 episodes.
But it's not even like in like week to week to week. It's like
it's 3 episodes
week.
one day, and then New Year's Eve comes.
No, they're taking like, we got to look this up. But I'm pretty sure they're doing one episode where it's like 3 episodes 1 week, and then 2 weeks later is 3 episodes. Then like a month later is like the rest
final
of the episodes.
And that's the end of the show.
Yeah, and each
weird.
episode's like 2.5 hours long at minimum.
Fantastic. Today's show is one of the most packed Midnight Boys shows you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
We got Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, one battle after another, and a Peacemaker check-in.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. This is a really good episode of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing it all. We're going for it. This is what you guys asked for. You guys asked for the Midnight Boys to step it out and step it up, and that's what we're doing. But we're getting started. It's anime time.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, do I have thoughts? It's anime time.
I just want to level, like, guys, you asked for this.
You asked for this.
This is what
no
you
bitching.
wanted.
No,
I don't
bitching.
want nobody in the comments like, man, I can't believe it. We told you what would happen. Lock in.
But I will say this too. This is why I'm proud of the Midnight Boys. Because a lot of, shows on the Ringer network, they could do one battle after another. That's easy. Can they do Demon Slayer? Can they do Peacemaker? Can they really give the people in America what they want? You know what I mean?
But we're going to find out if we can do.
Pretty sure we can.
Spoiler warning for Demon Slayer, one battle after another, and Peacemaker, all in one.
Oh.
All in one. It's a big spoiler. I'm sick of the spoiler warning.
Same.
It's a bit, and we love it, but you're here to. We shouldn't have to do it.
I mean, technically, we don't.
On this podcast,
we don't have to do
shouldn't
anything.
have to do it. We should only have to do the spoiler warning if we're spoiling things that are like not directly connected to the thing that we're talking about. Meaning, if we should say for the spoiler warning, like if we're doing an episode of Ahsoka, we're going to spoil Rebels.
Yeah.
Or we're going to spoil that.
No, fuck that. There's a war going on outside. We don't need these. Here's the thing. If you're worried about fucking spoilers in 2025, you got your priorities messed up. That's all I'm saying.
But we're all going to do it because you guys are prone to complaining. Steve, run it.
We're getting ready to talk about Demon Slayers. One battle after another.
Peacemaker.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming.
Okay.
All right. I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
The Midnight Manifest.
What is the most anticipated?
I'm going to keep it very simple, bro.
For real, bro. Like, there was so much happening in this. That I wanted to. You don't have a manifest for?
No, I have it. It's just I'll be here for 5 hours.
I want to. No, fuck no. This is what I was in that bitch. Like, yo, what the hell? It Midnight Manifest for the worldwide sensation.
Yes.
Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. I don't know how you say the middle stuff. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle.
All right, this is your Midnight Manifest for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, directed by Hiro Sotozaki, based on the manga written by Koharu Gotagi. Sorry if I butcher those names. So Demon Slayer follows the story of Tanjiro, a young mountain boy who loses his entire family to a demon attack. After his sister, Nezuko, is turned into a demon, the boy takes up the sword and joins the Demon Slayer Corps in order to fight the forces of evil while also looking for a cure for his sister. There have been 4 seasons of Demon Slayer and 2 official movies. Infinity Castle is the end of the arc of the entire series, where Tanjiro, his friends, and the Hashira make their final move against the first and most powerful demon, Muzan. In this film, we see 3 key various battles. There's Tanjiro, our protagonist, and his old mentor, Water Hashira, Giyu versus Akazu, upper rank 3 demon. There's the Insect Hashira, Shinobu versus Doma, the upper rank 2, and Zenitsu versus Kagagu, who is basically a peer who is also studying the thunder breathing technique, who has now become the upper rank 6 demon. And that is your very short manifest for a very long movie.
Hold on for a second. I'm looking at the battles that I like. The battles that I like were the insect girl that got her ass kicked.
Right.
Yes.
The one where he was battling against his old
Old
brother.
mentor,
Yeah,
yes.
Zenitsu, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I like. But
That's what I
then-
said.
So if we can start here, did you understand what the breathing techniques, what the Hashira was, the demons, like when you walked into this movie, how much did you grasp?
Well, okay. So I watched some of the stuff that was on Crunchyroll.
Right.
Mhm.
So I understood as much as I possibly could.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
I remember, I watched the one where homie had the 3 wives.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
right. Yeah.
I watched that.
the sound Hashira, yeah.
Yeah, some of that stuff. I saw that like where, okay, so his sister,
Yes, Nezuko.
she is a demon.
Right.
However, she can stand in the sunlight.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's why Michael Jackson is so infatuated with
That's
her.
Yes.
why he
The Michael Jackson Muzan character.
Muzan.
I
Yeah.
like him. So I watched, I had, this is what I had an understanding of in the movie, going into the movie. The show is different in that the villains, who are the demons, are very important to the narrative other than just things to kill. The show, from what I watched, specifically wants you to understand that your heroes could have very easily been demons.
Yeah.
Right.
That it's not, your heroes are virtuous, but they're more responding to this great problem than they are inherently good, because you've seen so many characters that have been put in bad situations that have made bad choices, or made choices that made them demons, which is very interesting. They spend a lot of time on the villains, to the point to where the villains are more like the Decepticons than they are like villains and other things. You know how we know the Decepticons? And
Yeah.
like, not that we root for the Decepticons, but they have personalities and all of that stuff. And then the one central through line seems to be how far you can push yourself.
Yeah.
Remember when they went to like the little training place and they were training their asses off under the waterfall and lifting shit and doing all kinds of crazy shit? One through line of this, to me, seems like how much your protagonist is willing to risk. And they are at the end of exhaustion and all of this, and they keep having to find the motivation to continually push themselves. Those are the things thematically that I was able to extract from the stuff that I watched prior to Infinity Castle, because, you guys, the story is so dense that if you try to be like, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, and now this has to happen, you'll get confused.
I tried to tell you, this is like you watching Infinity War and you being like, how much of the MCU can I basically mainline very, very quickly to understand like how all this shit lines?
That would be so much easier to understand, Charles.
Did you watch it subbed or dubbed? I assume you watched it dubbed.
Dubbed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dubbed.
Hey,
Like
this
easy
Infinity
mode.
War.
Just-
This is Infinity War. Bad guy wants to collect 6 things to kill half the world.
A bunch of heroes try to fight.
They want to stop him. You can go back and look at all of their inner workings and stuff, but that's it.
No, because here's the thing. When my homies who are not into superhero shit, I show them Infinity War, they're like, what's going on? Who's that? Why are they yelling at that person? And it's just like, to your point, I do think even Infinity Castle, I love like Demon Slayer. I've read the manga. I've watched every single Demon Slayer shit. There was a moment where I'm like, oh, this is not a movie. This is a whole season of TV.
This is 8 episodes of TV smushed together into 2 hours and 35
and
minutes.
it looks beautiful.
It looks great.
But it's so much so that like I could actually feel, I'm like, this is where I would cut to credits for episode 1. This is where I cut to credits for episode 2. Like it really does feel like they just smashed all of that together. And again, I think they clearly wanted to make this a gigantic film. They wanted to make this as big and as expensive and as beautiful as they possibly could. I think that you really like the animation. That's the thing that's kind of like seemed to be your highlight.
Honestly, I think the animation of everything that I watched is probably the thing that I did not understand about anime or contemporary anime the most. The anime that I was growing up on and seeing was a distinct drawing style, animation style. This stuff here was cutting edge technology, saturated, beautiful colors, like just visually breathtaking. Who's the guy on the back of my shirt? What's him again? Who's he?
That's Ramgoku.
Okay, watching him fight in the other one where all the colors are it is really, really, really satisfying. As a movie,
it does not work as a movie.
I'm not so sure that this works as a movie.
Wait.
If you just go in there to watch, it's like I went to the theater one time to watch Blake Griffin in the slam dunk contest. In 2011. Yeah,
What?
You did? Wait, in the theater?
Yeah. So the All-Star game was here.
It's in LA, yeah.
It was in LA. And so they had all of this All-Star stuff that was going on.
Right.
And me and my friends, I don't think that was 2011. When was it?
It was 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and my friends and everyone, we went to it.
Okay.
Like we went to all of the stuff and we were doing all of the All-Star stuff. And then we were downtown in like where they were doing the All-Star stuff. And we were passing by the Pacific Theater downtown.
Okay.
And they were like, we were walking past and they were like, hey, we're showing the dunk contest in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Huh.
And we were like, and they were like, nah, it's free. We're showing it. That's part of the thing.
Free,
I mean,
merch, gave you merch, went in there, you watched
cool.
the dunk contest, we were in there watching, it was amazing. That's how I felt watching amazing shit with that there's really not a lot of narrative there. That's how I felt watching it. It was worth it to watch it in the theater, to behold it, the amazing things happening on the screen there, but like you would be in the middle of a fight, and then they would take an hour break.
Yo,
tell you and now, so okay,
Like,
so Van,
I've never seen like they
so here's the thing.
like you would be in the middle of a fight. I'm like, oh shit, let's get to it.
And then it's like, stop.
And then it's like we go back to a village in Japan.
Right.
Like,
For
I'm
no.
like-
Right, I know what you're talking about.
40 minutes.
It's the dude. It was the red-haired fighting demon. I think Akazu is his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Where it was like they're like, we are going to show
Akazu,
you
yeah.
the saddest backstory for an hour. And even as someone who knows the story, I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like,
Dealing with his whole bullshit.
But there were people in the theater that were chuckling because they know how it goes. But this is the thing that I really got a sense from watching this movie and diving into the anime of you.
what do you mean?
Because the differences in storytelling that exist, so I understand some of your criticisms of American storytelling, I think better. Because this stuff, so much is happening, but the number one drive and goal of all the stuff that I watch is whether or not you can connect with this character.
Yeah.
Whether or not you understand what's happening to this character. So much so that like a lot of times there'll be voiceover of the character describing emotionally what they're going through.
Yeah.
With like it was, hey, I have to breathe and concentrate to do this right now, or I'm going to get killed. And I'm like, yo, what? Like,
Right. Yeah.
But that works though. That works because this storytelling assumes that every detail is important. And a lot of the storytelling that we've gotten, I need coffee. A lot of the storytelling that we've gotten in the stuff that we're covering is literally trying to shoehorn details in
Yeah.
and just throw them at you. And then hoping that you'll think that other things that they think are important, and then they don't hit. Or even more directly to the point, maybe I didn't say that the best way, it doesn't seem like they care about the details at all.
Right.
They care about things that they're going to throw on the screen to visually dazzle you, or things that they're going to throw on the screen to give you a member berry that then are going to like get you past it.
What you are describing, we know in the anime world as hype moments in aura.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
exactly what you're describing. Just a moment where, like, again, the movie looks incredible. They're doing amazing things in the with the animation, but they're just like, oh, he did this. Oh, he's gonna do this cool thing. Oh my gosh! So when you leave the theater, you're like, hey, remember that cool thing? Remember that? I think this movie, kind of to your bigger point, understanding Charles. I think I understand the anime community like way more than I ever did before this movie. Because when you watch a show 22 minutes, every week, you kind of get a sense. You're like, all right, I see it. I'm serious. Again, I'm not a shonen anime guy, right? I've dabbled in there, but I've not. I've only watched one season of JJK. Attack on Titan. That's as far as I've gotten, right? So I'm again not big into shonen. So I'm watching this movie.
Is so much different than that, though.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I watched I watched some episodes of that. This is so much different.
Well, I think
than
what
that.
we're also
I
describing.
mean to cut Jomi's wisdom, though. I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
So the thing I walk away from, I understand the power scaling. I get it. That's what y'all love doing that shit.
Yeah.
Because they spend the whole movie going,
He's class 3.
He's so strong. This and this. Like when you see it for 2 hours and 35 minutes, I'm like, that explains so much. That's why you can't argue with these guys about Goku, man.
Yeah.
They spend all this
Because he's
time going,
9,000 plus.
He's so strong, all this. And as an anime fan, I got why this movie worked, right? I understand why anime fans would understand why this movie works, because it does all the things that they do in the anime. And it looks beautiful, and it is just crafted in a way that, again, as fans who know this genre, who know how this the Japanese storytelling works, it hits all the marks, and it hits it at a high level. I can't imagine for the life of me showing this movie to anybody who has no idea what they're going to
No,
do.
yeah, there's not.
They would sit there and the Akuza fight would happen, and they would be like, hey, turn this off. Where's
what is
the fight?
True, but let me say this, though. There is a depth of imagination that is astounding. The concept of the Infinity Castle itself.
Oh, dude,
It's awesome.
Crazy.
It reminds me of when I was 12 or 13 and I would like thrust myself into Zelda or into a video game where the possibilities seemed endless to where I am like you get into a haze of amazement to where you're playing something and you're completely in a world and everything else around you that's happening is kind of just funneling you back into this central feeling of you're connected to a piece of lore. So all of that, I totally get it. It just got to a point to where I was sitting at the edge of my seat like, what's the next amazing thing that's going to happen? And the movie, for some reason, didn't want to give it to you. It had to, like, because even if it would have...
Yeah.
Okay, so...
High moments in aura, man.
So one thing I say, part of this is the way the movie wanted to tell the story, and part of it is just bad storytelling.
Sure. Yes.
Like, part of it is just bad storytelling. Part of it is you could have told some of these backstories maybe in a different way, but for some reason, I'm going to ask you guys, why the decision to stop in the middle of the action and then give you a morality play? Like, why did they do that?
This is kind of the thing that when animated TV shows are adapted to movies, they kind of can go two ways. They can either go what we just saw, which is basically cram 6 episodes back to back and make it very expensive and very good looking and call that a movie, which I wouldn't exactly call this a movie. I wouldn't make this a structured like 1, 2, 3 acts like any sort of Western story that we know, but a lot of Japanese animated films aren't made that way. If you were to watch a Miyazaki movie, you don't necessarily have those structures. But then again, it's not 6 episodes of a TV show crammed into one with like weird, odd narrative breaks. I think the problem with this movie is the fact that it's the former rather than the latter. If we got maybe just an hour 45 on this is just the Infinity Castle, these are our heroes, they have a problem, they will go to solve it, and we're not going to be worried too much about backstories or things, you'd probably be a lot more lost about where you are, but you'd probably have a bit more of a traditional narrative structure to glom onto. Am I crazy to think that?
What I will say is this is the equivalent of like, do y'all remember when they were getting to like the end of the Harry Potter movies where they're like, this is Harry Potter the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is Part 2, or the Lord of the Rings, where they would start stretching the narrative. There's about to be 2 other movies in the actual comics. This is a very contained story. This is not 3 movies worth of story. This is just like maybe 1.5. And like, they didn't go into this much detail in the comics. This is them basically being like, we need this to make, like, we're going to talk about it later. This movie made $600 million globally. They want 2 more movies to do this. So there wasn't enough story to pad the time.
Nah,
but
230 though is crazy, bro.
But going back to your
why
point,
not? Why wasn't it just shorter?
Once again, there's a good chance that this is going to make $1 billion. I think that they're just stretching the material. Like when I tell you the backstory you're talking about in the comic books is like a chapter to a story. Is like 22 pages of storytelling. It is not like 45 minutes.
You thought you got like a book's worth, like 5 books worth in one movie.
Going back to your point about what I think Demon Slayer does well is that, to me, I think the things that like comic book movie storytelling basically assumes is like, well, you know how Spider-Man swings, and you know how Spider-Man like uses his strength and da-da-da-da-da. So as you get more live action Spider-Man movies, they kind of yada yada all that stuff. But when you get something like Spider-Verse, you're like, oh, the joy of watching Spider-Man is him learning about his responsibility, is him like having to like crawl his way to becoming a hero. And that's what a lot of this type of storytelling is. It's like, you are going to see Tanjiro be like a helpless boy in the beginning, and by the end of this, he is going to kill himself to save his sister. And it's one continuous story. Instead of with like Batman, you're just like, oh, well, you already saw his parents die and you know how he throws batarangs. We're never going to explain that. And I think it's just I think it's easier for a child in 2025 to be like, I could start at volume 1 and end at volume 30 and understand a complete story versus being like, shit, well, I kind of want to like know how Batman does that, but we don't do that type of storytelling in America anymore.
Some of that's audience based. 2 reasons. 1, I think about the X-Men themselves. the reason why the concept of mutants were invented was because Stan got sick of explaining how people got their powers.
Yeah.
So he was just like, you 12, your power is just, you're a mutant. Your powers just came. Like, number one. Number two, part of growing up as a comic book fan was the exploration of the powers of people. Like, Nightcrawler is bamfing all over. He's teleporting. But what he's actually doing is going to an alternate dimension and then seeing through it and coming out of it. Like, why can someone do this? It's because they have a psionic connection to this, and then that can pull. That stuff was greatly explained in the comic books.
But in the movies, they never do that.
They
never do that.
And the reason why they don't is because the audience is not there to explore that.
Yeah.
The audience is there to have the same good versus evil story that's been recycled over and over and over again, told to them. They're there for the broad strokes of how the hero became the hero and the details of the hero's journey. Here, they do something totally different. The audience seems to be there for every aspect of the hero's life.
Yes.
Their powers, their
why those powers are
motivations,
important to them.
why their powers are important, how they're going to use those powers, the temptation and everything that comes along with all of that. But then also, the same thing with the villain.
Yeah.
The exact same thing with the villain. Hey, just to let you know, before you get too excited that your hero is winning, this villain is a person. Let me fucking bum you out and tell you the terrible fucking origin of the thing that you are rooting against, and then make you go, well, goddamn, nigga.
Well, it's not just villains. Every anime, every time there's a flashback, you're like,
here we go.
It's over.
But here, think about Vegeta. Think about like why Vegeta is such a beloved like character, not just in anime, like in the black community, like people, because it's just like, oh, you realize, oh, he's not just an asshole. He has a tragic backstory as well. Yeah. He's all like,
man, I remember Vegeta, my man. That's what Aaron Black said. Vegeta, my man. I remember when Vegeta started loosening up a little bit and like he loved Trunks.
Yeah.
And he's playing with Trunks and he's like, I'm like, oh, that's how it really is. Goku is such a dummy. He's such
really
a fucking idiot. I don't understand why Goku's so popping, man. I don't understand why y'all like
It's only because he's powerful. It's only because he's powerful.
Goku sucks, bruh.
All right, we're not doing that.
He's a bad father.
Goku does not suck.
He does, man. Goku sucks. Goku is boring. Goku is like he's just all talent, no juice.
No juice?
No, Vegeta got juice.
Yeah.
Goku got talent.
Wait, so you're taking Bulma over Chi-Chi?
Oh, that's tough.
That's impossible.
What was your favorite fight where you were just like, even not just the movie, you just like going through, we were just like, all right, I get it.
The problem is I can't remember the characters' names, but this guy on the back of my shirt.
Oh, the fire dude?
Yeah. Okay, so there's one where it's him, but then there's like, I actually posted a screenshot from it. He's going to get somebody and they have blue powers.
You talking about Mugen Train?
Yeah, I'm talking about this before.
Okay.
You watched Mugen Train.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is before. So the kid with the thing on his face. Tanjiro. He also has a fantastic fight where he nearly fucking dies.
That's like literally all of his.
Which one? I was literally, bro, in my head, I'm like, so which one?
Yeah. Anyway, I really like it. But there was one. Okay, so he's fighting someone and he thinks he's gonna have to kill his sister.
Oh yes.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He thinks he's gonna have to kill his sister, or actually, he doesn't think he thought he actually did kill his sister, and then it turns out that she lived.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when the sun is about to rise, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose my sister," because you're like, she's a demon.
Because she's a demon.
She's gonna die in the
it turns
sun.
out that she survived.
Yes,
that fight, and then the other fight where I think the sister's in that fight. Remember the person that cut her leg off?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're talking about like the entertainment district.
When
he had the three
That's all you want to talk about is the entertainment district.
That's my favorite shit. But that part was the best part to me.
I love the sound of Shira he got 3 baddies. Like, that's my dream, yo. Like, take me away. Like, I need my ninja girls to save me. Like,
Yeah, but here's something else about that, though. Let's talk of whores. In Demon Slayer.
There's talk of whores.
Yeah, there's geishas. They're in the entertainment district. Like, it's
the
all
20s,
about
the
that.
20s and 30s in Japan.
There's talk of whoring. There's whoring.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part, because like my
It's the
homies
world's most old profession.
My homies will text me being like, "Can my kids watch Demon Slayer?" And I'm like,
kind of not.
I was like,
how old are those kids?
And once again, I thought that this was one of the more kiddie animes, but
Not really.
nigga, not at all.
No.
It's not one of the crazier like.
Yeah, no. It's not that.
You know, it's not one of the.
but the fights get gnarly. Like this, like
It's violent as shit.
Yeah.
Tanjiro be getting his ass kicked. There's one, I think it's in the entertainment district, where the dude with the sickle hits his chin.
Oh, yeah,
and
and he,
like
pulls-
it goes through it. Like the sickle goes through his chin. I'm like, oh
And
god.
he just breathes his way out of shit. But in this actual movie, though, I thought the most compelling backstory and fight was when he was fighting his old mentor.
Right.
But I can understand that. That was kind of like almost like a kung fu movie
Yeah.
type of archetype.
It's a very big trope of beating your master.
Yeah, but this was beating your master is a trope. This was different though. It wasn't just your master. It was someone who had such a misunderstanding about like who you are and what you are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like beating your master is one thing, but like coming back to heroism after you found yourself and confronting the measuring stick, who actually is kind of a coward himself.
Mhm.
Like that was a very.
You're talking about Zenitsu, the electric guy,
Yeah.
fighting, because in the movie, there's a demon who used to be like his colleague and used to be the better fighter, and then he turns away. That's going to be one of the most popular fights.
Right.
I mean, but also, I want to go back to something else you said, because when we took a little break, I was thinking about it. The thing that I think is hard sometimes for people with anime is like, to me, anime is like comic books or wrestling, where it's like, if you didn't get into it as a kid, a lot of this shit is gonna annoy you.
Yeah.
Like, even as an adult, like, the little boys fucking screaming all the fucking time, the pluckiness of it all. Like, it is like the things that almost wash over me when I'm watching like American superhero movie, where I'm like, these have been my heroes since I was fucking 5 years old. You know what I mean? I've been in this. For you, were you a little bit like, damn, I can't get with this. This pluck is just insane.
The dude with the boar's head on, he's plucky.
Inosuke.
Yeah, he's plucky. He's a little
He's
plucky.
my favorite
But he's fun.
He's plucky. I like him.
Inosuke is plucky.
He plucky to me. There's
Oh,
a little
man.
pluck.
That's
to
a
him.
tough road for the rest of this anime.
I like him. I didn't feel a ton of pluck.
Really?
No.
Because
Did
they
you
was
see
fighting
this?
for their lives.
Did you see
Because
this?
the danger is to
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
for
it's
their lives. They're plucky, right? There's a pluck that is inherent with anime, where just the way that
One more time.
How do they do it?
like
Yeah, that's true.
This is slightly racist.
that's what they do. That's what they.
Speaking of that, you want to know what movie I just watched? Because for some reason, that kind of has this. The Karate Kid movie with Jada Smith has a little bit. I'm like,
Shit.
Come on, man.
That's a living anime.
Come on.
nah, the Chinese kids was beating that little
That
fuck.
Whooping his
first
fucking
fight
ass.
is so funny.
He
in
got
Karate
his
Kid.
ass whooped much worse than Daniel did.
Crazy.
Like
Yeah.
Daniel caught a couple of strays, right? But they was kicking his ass with the advanced shit.
They sent him into like a backflip.
Can I be honest though? When I was watching the movie, I was a little bit like, hey, Jaden, you deserve it a little bit.
What did he do?
He came to their hood, literally walking up to the girl, like breakdancing and
He
shit.
was pretty
acting
crazy.
a fool. Like, nah, you're not coming to my hood, fucking MC Hammer and shit.
When he
nah.
was on the plane, he tried to speak Chinese to the guy, and it was like,
What are you
I'm from
doing?
Detroit.
right.
He's wild.
That movie is actually.
It's not bad.
That movie's
It's
actually
not bad.
kinda good.
No, back to Demon Slayer.
But no, so yeah, they were plucky. Yes, there was some pluck, but the pluck is always overshadowed by the fact that, man, we in such trouble. And they also have agency in a way. Like they're plucky, but they are in a life or death fight against an evil force, and they take it seriously. Like they make mistakes, but they take it seriously. They take scaling up seriously. They take ridiculous risks. They're always like, even in this, like going into the Infinity Castle to get Michael Jackson dude. Like
Michael Jackson.
He looked like Michael Jackson.
He does look like Michael Jackson.
They're
just like
putting
Michael
it
Jackson.
all on the line. By the way, I love him. He, to me, of everything and everything that I've watched, his character works the best.
Muzan?
He's one of the best villains. Yeah.
Okay.
He's one of the best villains.
He's scary as shit.
He's scary as shit because he looks sort of ordinary. And his story of being, anytime somebody is the original thing, that just gives the character so much depth.
Yeah.
It almost seems like he's better or away from the central action, which means that when they get to him, it's gonna like go fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. He's bad.
Do you think also what I think people enjoy is like the stakes of this, because Demon Slayer is gonna end. It's already ended. There is a version when you're watching this movie, you're just like, oh, she dead. Like, she's not coming back. Where it's like, when you watch a lot of other action movies, you're just like, they not killing. Blade's never gonna die.
Yeah, well, like
Batman's
the
never
plot
gonna
armor
die.
of certain characters doesn't
I
exactly.
wouldn't say plot armor though, but the main characters, Tanjiro and Nezuko and Inosuke and
Insect Girl
Zenitsu.
died.
Insect Girl
But she
died.
did die.
I mean,
There's more deaths to come. Like, here's the thing.
By the way,
Motherfuckers-
Insect Girl's death was moving. She was up against somebody she knew she couldn't beat. And she went in there just because sometimes you gotta, I keep telling you this, just because sometimes sometimes you gotta get busy. And that's just the way that it is.
And I understand that he killed her older sister, and you can't let that slide. But at the same time, you gotta know your
Know when
limits.
you're beaten.
No, stop.
You gotta know your
I don't
limits.
like this.
Nah,
I don't like this.
either.
Sometimes you gotta go down swinging.
No. Because it's one thing to be like, all right, I got this force. I can't beat her, but I gotta go all. I gotta do my thing. I can understand that. But she was getting bitched out the whole time.
Is that reckless or is
Domo
that pride?
was talking. Domo was talking crazy.
All right.
It was mad disrespectful.
That was my second favorite battle. The last battle was actually bad, but like that was my second favorite battle just because I like that. It was tough to watch, but at the same time, man, just a G doing G shit, going out on her. You gotta go fucking fight. They demons.
You're a demon. I'm a demon slayer.
Here's the thing.
I'm not saying she should have ran, but at the same time, you gotta understand, like, hey, yo, you gotta get the homies. Y'all gotta jump him.
No, she's like, first of all, she's a captain. No one else is around. It's like, hey, you got my sister. It's time. This is what I've been training for.
It was depressing.
It was sad as
Yeah,
hell.
it was depressing just because I thought there would be that somebody was gonna come help her or that something would happen, and then I'm like, nah, just like this is it, like this is done. But it gave the movie stakes though.
Yeah,
like it gave the movie stakes.
I'm so surprised. Like, you are giving like this movie a lot of credit. This is very touching.
So look, there's no way you could go see that movie and be like, that's not entertaining. That's just what. Like,
right?
For me. Some people might think I have a high bar for entertainment. Some people might think I have a low bar for entertainment. I finished my popcorn. I was in that bitch, like in there. I finished my popcorn. I'm on the screen. I did maybe it just for people that are gonna go see it that are maybe not into and like sit in the right spot. Like bruh, it's a lot happening on that fucking screen. That's a big ass screen with colors and all.
You see that in
shit.
IMAX?
Huh?
You see that in IMAX?
I did not get a chance to see that in IMAX. With colors and all of that shit happening.
Like back away a bit.
I hadn't seen a movie that was doing that much on screen. Like even like Spider-Verse and all of that stuff, it pales in comparison.
Really?
To me, like Spider-Verse is, bruh, this what kind of animation did they use? Like, who's doing the animation?
It's a combination of a lot of things. It's like 2D hand-drawn animation, CGI, matte paintings, and like a bunch of other like rotoscoping techniques all mashed in together, kind of like Spider-Verse, to really make this an amazing collage of different types of visual styles.
I guess that because Spider-Verse is in a comic book style that I'm familiar with.
True.
I never lose track of it. There were times in this where I was like, wow, whoa. And when I was watching it on Crunchyroll, it wasn't that same way because it was literally on my computer.
Yeah.
The other stuff that I was
It's
watching.
overwhelming. Like, I was overwhelmed.
Seeing
when
it
I was
in the theater
I was
is kind
like,
of like, it's a lot.
I was like, oh, I'm old. I felt old. I was just like, oh, the kid, because here's the thing. The kids watching this shit right now, the stuff they're gonna make, I'm like, because it's normal to them. They're seeing all this explosions of color and all these motherfuckers yelling and shit. I was like, this is
I'm
not
used to
how...
Piccolo just standing in the sky like this for 20 minutes. Like,
Yo, I'll say something else, man. The movies that I really loved, and particularly growing up, weren't always the greatest critically acclaimed movies ever. I remember there was a movie that came out in the 90s called The English Patient. And everybody, this was when we were getting into we're highbrow cinema people.
Mhm.
There's a teacher at McKinley, his name was Mr. Gebauer, and he would show movies sometimes during lunch period. So we were into the movies and we're watching everything that's coming out. We're going to the Segan Lane Theater and we're like sitting down and that was the independent movie house in Baton Rouge where you could go see those movies and all of that stuff. Well, at least it became that. And, you know, every once in a while I would go see something and I'd be like, I don't fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? I go to something and I'd be like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, Eraser is better than that. Like,
Eraser is better than that.
Y'all see Eraser? They got the big fucking. They shooting. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So, this not being a perfect film in no way detracted from my enjoyment of it.
Right.
As a movie, sometimes I'm kind of like, what? Like, what do we? But at the same time, when we get busy, when I was in that world with those characters, invested. I want them to find Michael Jackson. I want to learn more I want to spend more time in the Infinity Castle. I would like a different Infinity Castle spinoff. Just a different
of what?
Adventure in the Infinity Castle.
Just people
just
hanging
like
out?
Another Demon Slayer.
Anybody else that gets caught in there?
In the Infinity Castle. And maybe has to make friends along the way.
Sure. You're only getting 2 more movies.
But no, just do something else. Like, I like
a cafe in the Infinity Castle.
Hey, One Piece. Take the One Piece character. Hey, and I'll watch that shit. I was into this. Anytime it's like, boom, this is my lair. This is where I'm at. Come fucking find me. And also, our Demon Slayers, they're not the strongest Demon Slayers.
Nope.
Nah.
I like that type of shit.
Yeah. Scrappy.
Tanjiro almost died.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that there are. What are the ranks of Demon Slayers again?
So it's a Hashira. So everybody we're seeing is like, there's the Stone Hashira, the Fire Hashira, whatever. And then our people, there's like Tanjiro, Inosuke is the pig head dude. And then Zenitsu with the electric guy. They're not the top people.
Mm-hmm.
They basically like really, really talented rookies who people are like, all right, y'all coming together. We got to fight these demons.
Who are on their journey, but they have something special that makes them the people for this particular battle.
Yeah.
And I'm into rankings. The rankings of Demon.
You like the leagues.
Yeah, they got
like
the one,
the
two,
upper rank, the lower rank.
6, whatever, it goes up to 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got
Michael Jackson.
You got Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The demons are. One other thing I'll say about anime. Anime gets evil really right. They get evil good. They get, I'm an asshole for you to come fight. I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. You about to die.
Yeah.
That feeling of, oh shit, like you in the shit now. Like anime gets that right.
Yeah.
Because you're scared for the character. Like Captain America always does something that makes you think, he gonna be all right. And like, I can do this all day. Beat on them all day. Nah, you be scared for these little niggas. Because like, this guy looks scary. He's doing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm looking at this, I'm like, God damn.
But it also goes back to
we gonna be okay?
It goes back to your point when like they're talking about like their moves and stuff, and they'll like use a move that you saw earlier that beat the hell out of somebody, and they'll use it against this guy and they don't want to even like touch
Yeah,
him.
you like get that weak shit out of here.
You like, oh nah. If that big move didn't work, it's over.
I explained this move for 20 minutes, and if he just sneezes at that,
I will also say Demon Slayer, they be fucking them little kids up.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Smacking them. throwing them around, cutting their shit off, stabbing them with shit.
Yeah,
like
it's
like
to be a demon slayer.
Kicking them off the fucking train on the side. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Why was Kalika looking at this shit like, what the fuck are you doing?
Kalika didn't come to see Demon Slayer.
I think that would have.
She was watching. She did one of those things. You ever been watching something? Because after a while, it was all like a blur.
Sure.
So after a while, I'm just looking at it, and she comes over like, "What you looking at?" I'm like, "I have to cover this for the thing. This is Demon Slayer," and she's like, "What is this?" and then, but she sits down, and after like 10 minutes, you get a question. You got, "Oh, who is she? She's pretty. I like her." She likes the demon girl. What's her name?
Nesco.
Nesco.
That is an interesting character.
With the little sister. Super cute, trying not to become a demon.
Cute. Yeah,
trying not to become a demon.
Helping out.
Helping out, but at the same time, is his motivation in a way, is his reason for fighting.
Yeah.
But like, a very important character insofar as fighting to save, because sometimes she gets involved and fights against the other demons. But then at the same time, there was one fight, I think this is in Entertainment District again, where she's fighting against a demon, and that's making her more of a demon.
Yeah.
You
like that?
You love
I
it.
like that. Hold on, wait. She's
like Demon Slayer?
You
love it.
It's a good story. The stuff that I watched on Crunchyroll was as a story was better than the movie.
Sure.
Yeah. No. Once again, I like Demon Slayer. This movie, even for me, was a little bit like, is too much. Like, there's a lot going on. And here's the thing, though. The reason that it's a movie is because you get the type of animation where you're like, they wasn't doing a bunch of this shit
into this
on Crunchyroll.
That's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
And that's the thing. There's a trade-off. Like, you know, a lot of times you go see these movies. These cartoons have movies, and you go see the movie, and the movie is not as good as the hours of cartoon that you watch.
The Simpsons movie is like that.
But they dropped in a sequel. But the theater going experience here, they were able to scale it. I see why it's so popular. I see why it's making so much money. Like, I really do. I see why it's making so much money. You're never gonna leave that and be like, I don't want to see more, or that was whack. It wasn't whack. It was. I was surprised to hear. I was surprised to hear that other people had issues with the story structure, because I thought you guys were gonna say that's just how anime is.
I mean, it is.
I mean, in a way, it is.
In a way, but this is like the worst example of like, this should have been a season of TV, and y'all just trying to get your money. But what I also want to know is,
they should have put the middle fight last. By the way,
yes, agreed.
They should that middle fight that should have been the last fight. Why before you even get to your thing? Why was the last fight in this movie the last fight?
Well, so remember Mugen Train, right? Like, Rangoku is like was on the train with Tanjiro and his sister, and he got punched in the chest by Akuza.
Yeah.
And so they try to get the leg back. And so like that's carrying that momentum forward from that story to this movie. It's a character that we knew was going to come back, and they had to get to deal with, because I figured, like, all right, there's 3 movies, they're not going to fight Muzan. Who would be the big bad? Oh, it's the dude who killed the homie from
I was
from the
expecting
movie.
them to fight him in this. I'm not gonna lie.
Because there's going to be 2 other movies after this. So like
with that knowledge going in.
Yeah, so the big bad of this one was going back to Mugen Train, like Tanjiro being like, yo, my first teacher, this person I loved, you killed him. I need to become powerful enough to take you down. And then in the subsequent films, they're going to have to get to Michael Jackson.
And remember, they blew up Michael Jackson. They blew up Muzan.
Yeah.
And he's got a...
he's kind of recovering a little.
Yeah, that's why he's hiding in the fucking Infinity Castle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're never going to fight him in this movie. It was always going to be Tanjiro getting his lick back for Rengoku's death.
What are you going to say, though?
So now that the movie has grossed like $600 million at the global box office, the news that everybody's saying is like, oh, this beat Fantastic Four, this beat Superman, and obviously with K-pop Demon Hunters being like the fucking most popular movie ever, I want to know, is this just a blip in the radar in terms of like fandom, or do you think that this is like a crossing of the guard of like, oh, this is what a younger generation is saying that they love?
It's not a blip. This how can I not overreact? This cinematic experience has something that those movies didn't. There's a if I'm being seriously honest, there's a I'm not saying that to me, I felt like this movie was better. There's a cynicism about the mainstream superhero movie now. And the cynicism is not just from the audience. The cynicism feels like it's from the filmmakers to a degree. They're cynical. They're like, these are the characters from your youth. We will polish them and you will love them. And that's it. And you'll find reasons to love them. You'll love them because you've always loved them. You'll love them because they've been given to you. Like, you love Superman for the same reason that I love LSU or the Saints.
Yeah.
My daddy gave them to me, right? So I'm going to give them to my kids and all of that stuff. It's almost a subversion of that. Now, I know that there was a cartoon and all of that stuff. This is, hey, we got a story to tell. We're not going to make it easy for you guys in no way, shape, or form. Whatever we're saying it because we're actually saying it, and we're going to assault you. We assume that you can handle a lot.
Right.
Like, we assume you can handle everything that's going on. We assume you want to get lost. We assume you want to get immersed. We assume that you want more. You want different. That's not cynical. That's like, that assumes the best about somebody's mind and the audience's mind, which modern superhero movies don't do anymore. They did at first.
Yeah.
They did at first because they had to. They did at first. They had to assume that you gave a fuck about Iron Man or that they could make you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as after they the thing is they told their story, really.
Yeah.
Their story is over.
Yeah.
Right? And so they told their whole story and they told it pretty perfectly. And now they're trying to say, all right, well, cool. Like, we're going to do this with a bunch of other characters. Same thing. You're going to like it because of this. This movie doesn't really assume any of that or any of the stuff that I watched. This seemed like some fucked up people on mushrooms somewhere. It's just like, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And then everybody goes, yes, that is cool. I'm not acting like it's reinventing the wheel, but I see why people are fucking with this because it's inspired.
I'm very fascinated at the idea that there's like there's a Western Eastern cultural clash that we're seeing here because the idea that cynicism hasn't crossed over to something like anime that you're saying, because we've been with the MCU for a long time. We've been with the idea of the Western superhero for quite a long time. Anime has had just as, if not much longer of a run in the cultural zeitgeist of Eastern audiences, and now has just kind of been coming to the States, been drip fed over the 2000s and up to now. But now it's kind of at the height of its popularity, and to know that they're still making movies and content with just as much enthusiasm, money, cultural talent, and technical prowess that seems new and inventive. How do you think that carries over from this moment for
So I'll be
years to
fair
come?
about something that we're comparing something that's animated to stuff that's
Fair.
live action. And when I look at, because I didn't just watch the Demon Slayer stuff, I also watched other animated movies that I love. We talked about The Incredibles 2. And I spun The Incredibles 2.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
And I spun The Incredibles 1. Kai with the worst take.
Kai had the worst take.
Kai sucks.
Yo, Kai. No,
Wait,
no,
what's Kai's
that's my
Incredibles
man.
That's Kai's my dog.
That's my man.
What was his take?
That's actually my dog.
That's my hey.
That's actually my dog.
No,
Whatever.
don't do
Go
that.
ahead,
Don't do
your
that.
thing. That's actually
That's my dog.
Y'all my young bucks.
Also,
That's my dog.
before I forget it, once we get to one battle after another, if they had a kid, if
Hold on.
We
gonna talk about that.
But what
What
We
was
were in the
Incredibles
office
take?
talking about like Incredibles 2 or whatever, and Kai goes, Incredibles 2?
sucks.
That movie was whack.
No,
Really?
no.
Oh shit.
Incredibles,
no.
the
Can't
first
say
Incredibles
that.
is a perfect movie.
Nah,
Incredibles 2 is kind of
it's
fun.
disrespectful. Respect
It's kinda
Brad
fun.
Bird.
In a world where
That's
Cars
not
2
true.
exists, you can't
That's
say
not
that.
Now,
I'm not even
Elastigirl, that ass looks amazing.
She crazy.
That's uncalled for.
So when you watch those movies, I can think of a half a dozen different animated movies that aren't still afraid to tell
Of course.
new original stories, take chances, and really get you to glom on to their characters in a very unique way.
Mhm.
Like, so much of the stuff that live action superhero movies have been trying to interrogate is so simply and sublimely interrogated in The Incredibles and The Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Just like what it means to be a hero,
Yeah.
what it means to be overwhelmed.
And it's
with
so
the pain,
simple.
and I think that just has a lot to, there's a lot of things there, right? That's because like we know we're looking at Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans or whatever. We know that like we have ideas of how Superman should move and fly, but when we see it in actuality, we go, huh. All right. It's almost there is a higher bar for something in live action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we should say that some of the stuff, even anime stuff that's been adapted to live action,
Quite bad.
is polarizing for people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a higher bar. I'm compartmentalizing that.
Okay.
I realize that. I'm saying just in terms of, hey, it seems like they mean it. It seems like they mean this Demon Slayer
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
They got fucking 50 million different Demon Slayers. They got all different types of, they got fucking, the variety of character is insane. This, like, once again, I don't want to belabor it, but they assume you're smart enough to handle this. They don't dumb it down for you. They don't give you the X-Men theme to make you forget that you just watched a subpar episode of television. They don't do none of that.
Oh my God.
Like they just go, hey, we know that you like to hang out. Here, take all of this. And the craftsmanship.
Yes.
We know y'all at the volume. And just can we just get like we know y'all not at the volume? Look, I'm not like I'm saying I've been converted or changed. I'm saying I get y'all. I see it.
But
I get
to
it.
your point, what I think is like I've even started to feel it in the superhero landscape is just like because superheroes for so long were the center of our culture, it is wrapped up in everything, race and politics and sex, where it's just like, we just can't get a Batman movie. Now the Batman movie is about who owns Batman and who's da-da-da-da-da. Superman, it's just like, Superman just can't be good. Superman is a referendum on this war and this politics and these things, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, because anime is getting ported over from another country where if you don't speak Japanese, like there's just a level of like, you're not going to understand a bunch of shit. You almost get to just enjoy the story where you're just like, oh, they're just going to tell a story and they mean it versus like, damn, I got to go to this MCU movie. And
It's almost like more pure escapism.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
actual
escapism.
the characters are less fragile because the characters are less fragile. You can beat these kids. Like, my sister hits me up. I love my sister. She's a brilliant artist. She hits me up. I don't like the Superman getting his ass kicked too much.
She said that?
Yeah. You know how many people told me that?
Yeah.
I
believe
got
that.
that is the
Like,
number one thing I get from people who, like when they want to talk about Superman. Is like, I don't like it. He's weak. He's a bitch.
Right.
I'm like,
so like, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, I see it. You have an idea in your head of what Superman is. You're retelling the same story over and over again.
Okay.
These kids, you could say, hey, I got stabbed, and really, it should kill me.
Mhm.
But I've been breathing in a way to rearrange my organs.
So that I
What?
dodged the blade
What?
in my
So
stomach.
sick.
Like,
So sick.
That was
what?
crazy.
I've rearranged my organs so my vital I'm like, you can learn that from breathing. I'm like, you know what?
Don't
Fuck
do
it.
that.
Get out of here.
They had instant
Like,
transmission.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who? What?
Who thinks of
It
that
was
shit?
locked in.
When?
Nah,
Where?
you was-
How? I'm like,
You was locked in
man.
for real. You was locked in.
I'm like, yes. All right, fuck it. I fuck with it. What else can you do from breathing? from breathing techniques. Like, what else can you do?
Yeah.
And so, you know, it'll take me on a ride a little bit. But I say all this, and then I say, and then they're gonna make something, they're gonna put somebody on the screen, and I'm gonna be like, that's not Nightcrawler. My Nightcrawler from 1991. I bought it in Joker's Palace, Segan Lane and Bluebonnet, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So there is a liberation that they have that's inherent in the fact that there's not as much. It's for Western audiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This manga ended in like a while ago, right? Like 2018.
What, Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. To your point, where it's like, oh, with Endgame, they told their story. With Demon Slayer, it's just like, oh, people know. this is it. This is the end. Like, so it's like, when people are going to this movie, they're not going to this movie to be like, I want to see a good movie. They're just like, I want to see all the hype shit that I've been reading for years shown to me on the screen. There's less of it's not as hard. You know what I'm saying? With
and
that,
they don't push the envelope. There's like no envelope.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even like the shit. When I watch this shit, I'm like, am I supposed to feel good, or am I just supposed to be living in this world?
I think it's just vibes.
Yeah,
a lot of it's just vibes.
It's not because when you go to a Batman movie, there is just like, they're never doing a one-to-one Batman story. If they do Court of Owls, it's not going to be a one-to-one thing. So there is a level of, you could be a little bit more disappointed because you're like, damn, they fucked. Like Civil War. We love Civil War, but there are probably people like, that's not real. In the comics, well, you get an anime half the time. If it's adapted from a manga, you like, this shit basically gonna be one-to-one, you know? And because most manga is in black and white, you're like, damn, there's color, there's sound, there's great animation. It's almost hard to
We didn't even talk about the music.
Music was phenomenal.
The music was fucking fire.
Crazy. My question for like the larger anime conversation, what happens after Demon Slayer? Like what happens
when it
after
ends?
that? Yeah. Like
Here's the thing. I could list you a bunch of anime that is about to come out.
Oh, yeah.
Once Kagurabachi is out, these white people gonna lose their minds. Like we are at a point where I don't actually think, if I was talking about the future of movies, I don't think we're in anime is gonna replace the American superhero. What I think is actually gonna happen is when you divvy up the pie, you're like, instead of American superheroes having like 40% market share, they might have 20, and anime might have 10, and video games might have 15. I think we're getting into a fractured point where it's like, if you love video games, you're going to see video game movies. If you love anime, you're seeing anime movies. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get again the feeling of like, like just American superheroes are ruling the world.
Let me tell you what's about to happen right now, and you guys mark this down. There is an executive somewhere right now. What's our main character with the thing on his face? Tanjiro. There's an executive somewhere right now saying Timothy Chalamet can play that part.
All right, nah, bro.
Yeah,
Timothy Chalamet's not Tanjiro.
I want you guys to listen to me.
Yeah.
That is going to be the hump or the thing that the creators are going to have to resist.
It's going to sell it.
I mean, because it's already happening.
It's going to sell the farm.
That's going to be the thing that they're going to have to exist. This particular type of storytelling, and I'm lay to it.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, if Attack on Titan was made into an actual movie, it would be the scariest horror film that's ever made.
Yeah.
It would be scarier than Hereditary, scarier than the fucking Nun, scary, fucking terrifying, right? There's a guy, we walked in there over there in the thing to get the coffee, and there's a guy over there putting up the thing. He's like 7 feet fucking tall. There's literally a 7 foot tall guy in the coffee area right now. He's over there right now. And because I have anime on the brain, when I saw him, I went, oh my God. Because I watched
you needed to have
it's very afraid. It's like, I was like, oh shit. So the resistance, everything that you're saying is already happening, honestly. Last time I was in New York, I saw a bunch of people dressed up in costumes, and I was like, what the fuck? I can't escape it. Mm. The resistance is going to be in not westernizing.
Yeah, I think there's already a Demon Slayer movie, live action potentially in the works.
Is there?
I
know that Netflix has a big stake in adapting anime.
Can I tell you something? It can't possibly work.
It's over.
No,
it's over.
There's no way that it can work.
They tried it with Ghost in the Shell. Like it's like
Dragon Ball.
Ghost in the Shell.
That was an abomination.
Yeah, it was.
But also, there was just a fundamental misunderstanding of like how that was supposed to work.
But you can't, again, we talked about this earlier, the Japanese storytelling versus Western storytelling. They're going to be like, okay, cool. Here's this Japanese story. We get it. Great. Let's take away all the stuff that makes it fun and visually amazing and incredible to see on screen, and then streamline the process, right? Which, again, you mentioned earlier, might make for more, like, you could take anybody to understand it, but it takes away the magic, strips away all the things that make it special.
But, like, we could also say that, like, if that is if all that is just cracking the barrier to entry of, like, okay, well, if I were to, like, dip into the Netflix One Piece, if that at all gets me interested in actually watching animated One Piece, I think that's possible.
People seem to enjoy
None of
that.
it sucks,
Yeah.
though.
Like, by the way, not every story is the same.
Sure.
Like, from what I understand about One Piece, it seems as if that's something that could lend itself to being a useful live action property.
But I think here's where I always kind of, because like a bunch of this stuff has already been live act, like Full Metal Alchemist. Like when we were at your house, like I think a year ago, we were watching the Rurouni Kenshin.
live
action.
I loved that first movie.
Oh, fuck that
Rurouni
shit
Kenshin was awesome.
Like, you talking about when the nigga was doing the karate?
Yeah, when he was like
That
running
nigga
around
was
doing the
That
flip
nigga
Yeah.
was killing.
Yeah.
Why didn't we
Rurouni
you know
Kenshin.
what? We didn't fucking... Why y'all gotta come back over and we look at this shit, bro?
Christ.
There's like
Because
5 Rurouni Kenshin movies.
But no, you know what we do? We don't even have to do it at the crib. We could rent an Airbnb and have midnight movie nights. Big projector, get everybody together, shouties, whatever you say. all that
Whatever
stuff,
he says.
and we can watch this
shouties.
guy.
Shouties
I
is
forgot about
crazy.
that guy.
Yeah.
That shit was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But that was like a kung fu movie, though.
No, but that's the thing. Some of
Oh.
the manga, like Rurouni Kenshin, is about a samurai. It's just like we've been making samurai movies for fucking like
That's
hundreds. Yeah.
easy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but Demon Slayer, even though it's samurai, I'm like, there's too many demons. They got the fire and the water coming out of the
it's
swords.
structured kind of like a video game where you got to beat bosses and stuff. Like,
But,
it's a whole.
but also, because we do need to get to also one battle after another, why don't we do the midnight meter real
Okay.
quick for this? We'll
All
take a quick break. And then we have a lot of thoughts on one battle after another. So, Van, I'm going to start with you. For people who don't know, midnight meter, 1 to 12, 1 being great, 12 is reserved for absolute game changers.
Okay, now look. Now here's the thing.
Okay.
It's got to at least be an 11.
What?
All right.
No,
This
you're
is
lying. Shut up.
insane.
Absolutely
Whoa.
what?
What in the world?
An 11?
Yeah. It's got to at least be an 11.
I'm genuinely speechless.
I am touched.
You guys, okay. So
I'm
look,
surprised.
So let me tell you why I say that. The quality of, I swear to God, I'm not dick riding. All right, I'm just being for real. It's got to at least be an 11. I'll tell you why. The quality of the movie is probably 8.5 to 9.5.
It's a 7
Sure.
for me, quality-wise.
right, but it's legitimately changing everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else to
The
say.
precedent that
it's
it sets is-
legitimately
it- yeah.
change. It's this like y'all don't. I made calls on this. Like I made calls of like, do you know, to people that I know, like,
Mhm.
do you know about this movie? And they're like, yes. Some of the people that I called were super excited. Some of them were scared. Like, you know what I'm saying?
About,
Like,
and what the precedent of the success of this movie
yeah,
means.
some of them were like, yeah, just to let you know, like, it's interesting that you guys would cover that. Like, some of them were, I mean, it's a Sony thing, so
Sure.
it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not like the money isn't getting to where the money gonna go, but like,
Right.
this is legitimately changing everything.
So that's actually incredible because we
I
usually
can't
reserve-
make it a 12 because the movie's not like
It's
a
not a
12
movie.
Right,
It's
but
not a
it's-
12
but it's-
in
but to
quality.
you,
Like,
it's-
if you're talking about like
cultural impact is already here.
the cultural impact of it, it's legit changing
when
everything.
when you talk about the most important movies of this year, not even quality-wise, people going to talk about Minecraft, they're going to talk about Demon Slayer, they're going to talk about Sinners, because I do think people are realizing, like, oh, okay, like, this is what young people are into. We can't get them to anything else besides fucking horror movies,
Yeah.
anime, and video games.
The money in the town is about to start moving different.
Yeah.
And
Weapons too.
K-pop, Demon Hunters, and this is kind of going to go back to some conversations we've had recently about the way budgets move and stuff like that. Because of the success and profitability of these movies, now whether or not you guys would know better than I do, whether or not like live action movies about some of these other things, whether or not they would work.
Yeah.
But this is like legitimately, it already basically did. The other one was like, what made like 500, right? Or
Yeah, it was
something
very
like that.
successful.
Yeah.
So like, but you can't do anything but, to me, but rate this in 11. I can't put it as a 12 because it's not a 12 quality movie, but
Sure.
it's got to be an 11. If impact and all of that stuff is a part of it, for me,
Uh-huh.
it's got to be an 11.
Uh-huh. Besides you even, like, regardless of even you remotely enjoying it, which it seems like you enjoyed it quite a lot.
Loved it.
I had fun. Like I told Jomi, I had fun in the same way that I had fun in that Jurassic Park movie that we watched.
Oh, hell yeah, then.
Now it's better. I like that bitch. I'm not gonna bullshit.
I like
you.
it too. We don't beat up for that shit. I like that movie. That was fun.
I like that bitch, but I'm not going to walk away and be like, oh, that was a perfect film. But it did what it was supposed to do, and it was ambitious. Whatever. I've already done enough. It was ambitious. It was inspired. It was all of that. It worked.
Yeah, it's an 8. It's an 8. I think again the movie was incredible.
$600
It could have made $300 billion,
and it did it. I was reading. It didn't even open up in China yet. It did 600.
It's gonna make $1 billion. It's gonna be like it's gonna be up there with Minecraft as the biggest movie of the year. But it's an 8. It was cool. I enjoyed what it did. It looked great. I had to fight to stay awake the whole time, but it was cool.
See, okay, I get it. I never thought this. I never had to. There were times where I was like,
the last flashback was tough.
It was a lot.
I did check my phone a couple of times during that.
Sure,
I was like, I want this over.
Because they did it like 3 times. Like we understood like
they did it once per fight.
No. I'm talking about like the
finale.
The finale.
Oh.
Like he meets the girl, he meets the daddy, meets the girl.
It actually is infuriating how
And then they tell the story again. And then they tell it
like
again.
we forgot, like we weren't sitting here.
I've been here for the last 2.5 hours. I know this. Let's get going. Yeah, it's an 8 for me.
Yeah. This is a fascinating thing, Van, because the fact that we factor in cultural impact or game-changing stuff into like the higher echelons of our rankings, it's almost like, and not to say this is bad, I would rank this an 8 as well. Like, it's a fun time, a lot of frustrating parts. It's not structured like a movie to me, but like you said, like the actual impact that this movie will have and already does have is literally unignorable. It's unignorable to the fact that we covered it on the show, to know that this is going to be making an impact on the business of movie making for a little bit now. It's still going to be an 8 for me, but it's making me actually rethink the concept of the midnight meter now.
So what would you rate Minecraft then?
But see, that's different though, because
in what way?
It's different because that's a formula that Hollywood has been doing for like 20 years, and it's a successful thing.
That's the thing with Demon Slayer. It's been popular. It's not like Demon Slayer popped off.
I'll answer the question if you let me answer the question. Okay, Minecraft is a video game movie made from a really popular video game thing that has existed that they call lightning in a bottle with. That's true. Minecraft, the town is already in the throes of readjusting itself for the video game movie.
Super Mario Brothers,
Super Mario Brothers,
Super Mario Brothers, etc.
It's already
The Last of Us is here.
In the throes of that. Minecraft, which by the way, I didn't even see.
Oh, you missed out.
Okay,
Chicken Jockey.
I didn't even see.
Nah, I didn't even see that.
Diamond Arm, full set.
But Minecraft is a runaway hit that you can whatever. This is a film that, to me, I'm telling y'all, people are having a fundamental conversation about whether or not this should replace what it is that we're doing.
Right. And I think it's only because like the execs in the West don't understand or know this impact.
Now,
they
some
were
of
not
that is also,
looking at
just
this.
to be real with you, because of Demon Hunters. Like, they're like the people are like, I don't fucking get it. Like, what the fuck did we miss?
Back to back is, and also, I think Demon Slayer, I think, was #1 at the U.S. box office for like 3 or 4 weekends.
Yeah. It had a long run.
Yeah.
That's like, as a kid, if you would have told me that shit, like, we are like, one battle after another is about to dethrone it. But for PTA, for PTA DiCaprio to have a movie that's going to make less than Demon Slayer is
significantly.
Well, I mean, PTA movies don't make money. I don't. It's easy.
This shit got Sean Penn, DiCaprio, all these motherfuckers. Like, it's a new time, baby.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have to give this. I have to, like, as an anime connoisseur, I think an 8. I can't rate it anything above an 8.
Yeah, but you know what? God be it for me to be the anime. I'm the newest weed.
This is the surprise of the year.
This is literally touching my heart. Right?
Insane.
Look, I don't feel like we can move on. I don't feel like you guys are being true to the midnight meter.
What?
I don't know. This is why it's fucking with my head.
I'm serious because like it.
But it's not just cultural impact.
Yeah,
it's not
we
just.
can't overrate.
You're overrating cultural impact to an extreme level.
No, I'm not. Let me tell you why. Because when we talk about things that have cultural impact, a lot of the times we talk about cultural impact artistically, or we talk about cultural impact financially. There are rare movies that have both, and like, there are rare movies that like, oh my God, this is the film of all the other films that have come before it. This is the film that might usher in and give validity and credence to a new type of storytelling that people aren't consuming on the regular anymore.
Right.
And the shit gonna make $1 billion. That just does not happen that often. And like
not anymore.
Like not anymore. Like RRR or whatever. Remember a couple years ago?
Yeah,
but to me, that wasn't an 11 or 12.
That wasn't an 11 or 12. I'm saying that movie didn't even get to this to the significance of this one.
What was Barbie to you?
Well, Barbie is a better movie than this one.
Yes, but is it a 12?
I probably, yeah.
It's no less than an 11 for
Probably.
me.
Really?
Probably, yeah.
Taking the operation seriously.
Probably. Barbie's probably a 12. And look, I want to say something about this period. It's like because we're gonna get to one battle after another.
Oh man!
Actually, you know what? Let's save it.
Let's. You know what? Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna get to one battle after.
Let's go get some ramen together.
That's got to be what
Conveyor belt sushi.
I'm fucking with y'all. I like the kind. Sometimes they put beef in it.
What?
Pho?
Pho. Oh, it's pho.
Yeah, that's Vietnamese. That's Vietnamese.
It's different.
Racism. Racism.
That's Vietnamese. That's Vietnamase.
Pho and ramen are not.
They not the same.
Hey, break this out. Break this out.
Leave this in.
Hey, strike
That's
that.
crazy. No, hell no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I want to say to everybody out there, I was talking about pho. And I said ramen, but that was not a diss because I want y'all know. We can go get either.
Nah, there's a problem with black people. We say all Asian shit the same shit, bro.
Wait, so they don't put they put beef in
I'm
the...
sure they put beef in ramen too. They do put beef in
Are you
ramen
talking
too.
about the clear fucking...
How thin are the
I
noodles?
was talking about ramen the whole time.
No, you weren't.
I'm with y'all.
Jury's still out. I don't know what he was talking about.
I'm one of y'all now. Fuck it. Come to the crib.
Oh
we can
my
watch Renshi.
God.
What do you call him?
Roni Kenshin.
Roni Kenshin together. That nigga crazy.
Roni Kenshin's awesome.
Yeah, remember the sword?
Yeah, he was running.
He was doing the flips and doing the...
Roni Kenshin. Let's do Roni Kenshin.
I will. The first movie.
All right, so do we want to do a little Midnight Manifest for one battle after another?
Yeah, I mean...
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, this is your Midnight Manifest for one battle after another, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, based on Thomas Pynchon's 1990 novel Vineland, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Chase Infinity, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro. One battle after another follows the love story of Ghetto Pat Calhoun and Perfidia Beverly Hills, two members of the revolutionary group, the French 75. Their love becomes complicated when Perfidia meets Stephen Lockjaw, the commanding officer of an immigrant detention center who has a fetish for black women, despite being a raging white nationalist. After a bank robbery gone wrong, Perfidia is arrested and given one option to save her and her child's life by Lockjaw. Perfidia goes into the witness protection program after ratting out the rest of the French 75. Pat and his child with Perfidia, or maybe not, Charlene, go into hiding to avoid capture. 16 years later, Pat and Charlene go by Bob and Willa. Bob is a burnout who's left his revolutionary past behind, while Willa is struggling under the paranoid eye of her father. When Lockjaw is invited to join a secret cabal of influential white supremacists called the Christmas Adventurers, he realizes that his past sexual relationship with Perfidia will haunt him. Lockjaw hunts down Willa, his biological daughter, thrusting Bob into action. Alongside his trusted friend Sensei, Bob travels all over California to save his daughter, and that has been your Midnight Manifest for one battle after another. We will start with you, Van. You have been embattled. You and the film bros have been going at it, a little bit, and we wanted to get your instant reactions to PTA's latest.
I would like to say before I start that anything I say about the movie is completely separated from any comments or commentary about the box office of the film.
Okay. We're just talking about what you felt about the movie.
The movie. I enjoyed this movie a shit ton. a lot.
Yeah.
It is entertaining, funny, like super funny,
Mm-hmm.
and engrossing from start to finish. All this other shit that y'all talking about, I do not get it.
Other shit being, this is the greatest movie.
This is
of
the greatest
20
movie we've ever seen. This is the greatest movie in the last 10 years. This is great.
Movie of the decade.
Don't understand. And I will admit something right here on the Ringer airwaves that I'm sure people have suspected. I'm not your go-to critical voice. I have a very specific relationship to certain films and certain movies, and there are reasons why I attach to these movies and they can't get out of my brain. Of all PTA's movies, I'm not sure how many people would say that The Master is his best film.
Yeah, The Master is yours?
Yeah. And
Interesting.
It's The Master hypnotizes me. It's a level of filmmaking that I can't quite understand of why I am so, there's not a black soul in that movie and in a lot of his films, to be honest with you. But I can't quite understand why the movie is so meaningful to me, why it speaks to me so much. There's none of that in this. This is a lot of stuff happening and really well made, fantastically acted, all of that, all true, everything. But like, I think that perhaps I was, I fell victim to the hype a little bit. Like I kept waiting for the angels to sing. The movie is never even halfway a scintilla whack or poorly made. Nothing. We can get to some of the other criticisms that I have about some of the portrayals in the movie that I'm sure you guys could guess that I would have later on. But a really, really good movie. As far as the other stuff, I am willing to have the conversation. I don't understand.
I'm not all the way there. I do think, I mean, everything you said is correct. I think the thing that gets me, how funny the movie was. I didn't expect it to be like, I was legitimately like.
I forgot how funny PTA movies can be.
I was laughing so hard at a lot of the stuff. But again, not all the way there, but there was some stuff where people have been talking about this movie crazy for weeks.
Yeah.
I get to theater, I'm like, okay, this is probably one of the best movies definitely the best movie I've seen this year. One of the best movies I've seen in a minute.
Definitely the best movie that you've seen this year.
I think so, yeah.
Easily.
I think so, yeah.
I need to reassess everything else this year.
I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, this is probably like the best movie from start to finish I've seen all year. But to say that it's one of the best movies of the last 10 years, one of the best, like definitely one of the best movies we've seen. I'm like,
well, hold on. If it's the best movie of this year, then it's definitely one of the best movies of the last 10 years because it would be.
It's one of 10.
It's one of 10.
I guess it's one of 10. I mean,
yeah.
I will say this as someone who PTA is my favorite director, but I never want to have a conversation with film bros or PTA heads about him because I just think they're annoying, and it's usually the worst type of white guy. It is.
He's not wrong.
Like, but I will say to me, not only did this surpass the hype, I think this is not just the best movie of this year. I think this is the best movie of the decade. Like, I think that this is like, when we're talking about PTA rankings, this is top 3. I think I have some of the same concerns. Like
top 3. What's the top 3 then?
I think this isn't my Phantom Thread is my favorite movie of his, but I think you could say There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, One Battle After Another, and you could switch those two. But like, if we're just talking about an objective list,
I put that. That'd be
I think that is the
that's the top
even
three.
though I think like if you're talking about personal, I think like a lot of people would be like, nah, The Master has to be top 3, Inherent Vice. But I think if we're talking about what are the movies that you're like, give this to an alien, understand PTA, I think One Battle After Another is gonna be in there. And I think the reason that I like it so much is I'm like, PTA is one of the most celebrated directors of his generation, and to make a movie this messy and almost this raw, and as a black person watching this, seeing stuff where I'm just like, oh, this is a white dad with mixed children making this. And it's like, these are real emotions and real feelings. And even if I don't agree with a lot of them, or I don't agree with some of the portrayals or whatever, I'm just like, what other director at that level is doing it this way? And that's something that I do. It just artistically, it worked on me.
So then you're contextualizing the movie in your critical assessment of it.
Yeah, I think two things are true. I think that this movie can be one of the greatest of the decade. And then there's also a reason why only a white director at a certain level gets to make this type of movie with these type of stars, with this type of budget. I think two things can be true.
Before I respond to that, I want to see. Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle between you, Van, and Chuck, where I think it's a sublimely made movie, and I think it's probably a culmination of a lot of people's careers. I wouldn't say this is PTA's best movie. I wouldn't even say it's probably his third best movie. But as far as a director that can operate head and shoulders above 90% of anything that I could ever see, yeah, this is probably something that's incredibly special and is likely and should be celebrated when we see a movie like this come out. You've convinced me a lot when you talked about some of the portrayals that you had problems with that did not come to my mind.
By the way, all that stuff's coming out now.
Right, no, yeah.
Now, people have started to see the movie. And so all of that stuff that when I left Sunday, I was like, you guys,
like there's some mess in here.
There's going to be some shit in here that people are uncomfortable with.
Yeah, right? And I'm thank you for bringing that to light because I genuinely did not think about those things. And I wouldn't say that it's detracted from my enjoyment of the movie.
Yeah.
I plan to see it again and still hope to enjoy it still. But I think that like there is a tad bit of overhype here when it comes to the type of movie that this is and the justification of the type of director that gets to make movies like this, the type of the directors that get
this is overhyped.
Dog, I'm gonna keep it 100% with all y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are my boys. I'm gonna keep it real. I saw the movie Saturday night. From Thursday to before I walked into the theater, all I saw was a screenshot of the road. And people going, guys, this is the greatest scene I've ever seen.
The car chase scene.
The car chase scene is cinema. Oh my gosh.
Whatever it is, I missed it.
I was sitting there and I was like,
it
was good.
No, it's good and it's incredible.
I enjoyed it. I understood it. I put
this
it all
is the
together.
most fun. Like this is actually like the most fun I've had in a movie theater, and I cannot.
By the way, I can understand that because the movie was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. The car chase scene in the film was like original.
Yeah,
it was
amazingly conceived.
It works because of the dramatic weight of the car chase scene, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life type of deal. It's like, I don't know how to like wrestle with that.
Film bros are being film bros about it.
But I'm again, just to be completely honest with you, I'm seeing that scene. I'm going, okay, cool. It's shit. I'm there. I'm locked in. Whatever. And this maybe this is crazy to say, but I was way more locked in at the ending of F1 than I was in this movie. That scene.
Two different car chases.
Very different things happen.
It's the climax of the movie.
If I was going to tell you about car chases that I saw, and I was like, how the fuck did they do this? That car chase wouldn't be up there.
No.
The car chase being that they're going over and it's disorienting, and the choice to do that is something I had never seen before.
That's like Hitchcock.
The choice to do that is cool.
Just showing the road.
But look, this is what I'll say. It's like, all right, so a couple of things before I get into the criticism of
before you put on your woke hat on.
Well, I just have to
front of the
desk. So nothing in the movie doesn't work. It all
exactly.
Works, right? It all works. Everything happens. Everything works. But like as a film, when I watch a movie and I'm like paralyzed with like when I saw Parasite, I was like, shit, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like how is this storytelling existing? Like how does this approach to it? Like where is this coming from? This movie was PTA's take on a revolutionary farce, and it works. But I do not understand what makes this the runaway film of this decade. I don't get it. I don't get what makes this such an unbelievable achievement. I don't.
I will say because I had the opposite response to it, where it was like everything, like when he's like, it took me 20 years to make this movie, to get my head around it, there were narrative choices and design choices about this movie where I'm like, oh no, this is something that takes 20 years, because it's like, oh, a lesser director would have made a movie where Leo is by far a greater hero. He's the one who's actually saves Willow. He's doing all this fucking action shit. I even think PTA in interviews has been like, there were versions of that movie. I think there are versions of this movie where both the Sean Penn character and Leo are sanded down, where it's like, I think we're going to start talking about kind of like the fetish aspects of this, and how, to me, there's two ways I think about it. This is still the white gaze on a lot of Black women in a way that made me uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But the smart choice that this movie makes is that it's like, it does not posit that Leo or Sean Penn really are effectual. This is a story about how I feel about a lot of the older white people, late 40s, 50s, 60s in my life, where I'm just like, at one point, I could see you were a liberal. At one point, I could see that you were fighting for change. And then you got disillusioned, you got lazy, and there's an anger and a resentment. And I was like, oh, most directors and most writers are not able to capture that in a true way. And when I watch this movie, I'm like, oh, he's putting his finger on something that like lesser directors have been trying for years and have not been able to do.
Can you see, though, that in some of your praise of the movie, you're talking about PTA and not the film itself?
Yes, I think that I will say, to me, that's why my feelings on this are complicated, because it is intertwined. It's almost impossible for me to extract the two, because also what we're talking about is, this is the movie that PTA heads have been waiting for years, where it's like Boogie Nights to me is almost like trips people up because it's so entertaining and it's so visceral. And then you get stuff like Magnolia or Inherent Vice or The Master, where it's like, to sit down with those movies and to let them wash over you, you're just like, there's something, you're just like, I don't get this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think One Battle After Another, similar to There Will Be Blood or Boogie Nights, is like, no, this is supposed to be a crowd pleaser. This is something that is a little bit easier to swallow and take down.
So let's talk about that. Teyana Taylor is a uniquely gifted performer.
Yes.
In myriad ways. She has an understanding of how to be relevant and persuasive in any artistic endeavor. Like, that's just the way she moves, the way she speaks, the way she sings. It is one of the cultural joys of mine to see her finally in moment where everyone sees just what a gift Teyana Taylor is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That character is an abomination.
Why?
That character, and I said this on Sunday, and people have written it, but that character, particularly after we have lost Assata Shakur, is a white man's porn fantasy of a Black woman. And for us to get to this point in this movie that's supposed to be the most important, the best film of the last 10 years, and to see such a reductive, one note, full of folly portrayal of a character that is supposed to be strong is alarming in a way to me. Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of the Black ladies that I've talked to about it, it's actually made them more interested in his life. And his PTA. Yeah. And his past portrayals of Black people and Black women.
Should we just state for the audience, and like, I know it's dangerous to like map on a director's personal life with their art, but PTA has been married to Maya Rudolph for years.
I don't think they're married, but
they maybe not married, but they have kids.
Yeah, they've been together
by the way,
for a long
PTA,
time.
for all intents, for all, great guy, whatever. Like, I'm not even, but
I just want to set that for the audience.
Of course.
What sticks out to you? Like, what moment in the movie sticks out to you?
A couple of things. The idea of power that Perfidia Beverly Hills has is to wield her sexual power over people. But she has a politic at the same time, right? She has a politic that seemingly is driving her to take enormous risk. But it's not the politic. It's not the idea. It's not the intellectual purity or righteousness of what she's doing that she wields as power. It's her ass. It's things that Black women, it's the Jezebel concept. It's not the fact that she even says to Leonardo DiCaprio's character in the movie, to Bob in the movie, she goes, you know, she's raising the kids. She gives him all this revolutionary stuff as to why she can't stay there and be a mother.
Which was all garbage, by the way.
And she's giving him all this revolutionary stuff. And that revolutionary stuff that she's giving him is in substitution of her being a person. It's so that she can escape what it is that she's doing. That's profound. And that is a statement in no uncertain terms on the revolutionary mindset. Like it's a critique of it. Mm-hmm. Like everything that she does is so that she cannot be doing something else. The bomb is about to go off and she's like, let's fuck while the bomb goes off. The revolution is not what's actually inside of her and pushing her to make her lives better. It gets her horny. It makes her wet. Like this is what the reasons why she's doing this are inherently selfish. She is so selfish. She kills an unarmed Black man. She rats on the rest of the revolution.
That was crazy.
She runs and leaves her daughter. That character, for me, is a critique. And when I looked at it, I was like, well, fuck. Sex as a weapon with the lockjaw character gets pregnant, and that is what sets all of this into motion. That's what starts our story. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, look, if we're talking about how much like we love the movie and everything that the movie meant, I think what a lot of people are asking, what a lot of Black ladies that I've talked to, Black women that I've read, Black women who saw the movie with me, I think what they're asking is for people to have care when they're depicting Black women, for people to think about the historical implications of the portrayal of Black women on screen, the contemporary implications of revolutionary action and how people that see the world in a different way, what makes them put it on the line. Mm. Like, I think they want people to think about that as more than just a plot device in your fantasy.
So can I ask you this? Because this is how I viewed it, how I viewed the artistic intent versus how I felt. When I saw the movie, there were two parts. It's when we see Bob or Leo kiss Tiana Taylor for the first time, and he's almost acting like how white homeboys act, like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by this beautiful girl. And she's like, calm down. Where we're seeing for the first time how like Leo fetishizes the Tiana Taylor character. And then there's the other shot that was like, ugh, when Sean Penn is looking
with
through
the binoculars,
and he's fetishizing her in that other way.
That's gross.
And I think if you are going to take the most generous look at maybe the intent of it, is PTA saying like, no, Leo isn't the hero and the Sean Penn character is not the hero. Both of these characters fetishize this Black woman in different ways, and she is trapped within it and trying to run outside of it. Now, how I felt was I was just like, the way you are writing the Tiana Taylor character, this is like, that's a lot of dip on the chip for a white director to be doing. Like, when you talk about care, there were a couple moments where I'm like, I want a fully fleshed out Black female revolutionary that gets to feel all of this. It is a hard pill to swallow when it is coming from a white man. That is like, I will be...
So you guys, I'm just getting the general sense here. You guys didn't enjoy Perfidia Beverly Hills or Jungle Pussy? That didn't.
No. I enjoyed it. It was just a little bit like...
So look, this is what I say. I actually don't know how much Leo's character fetishized her. He was focused on the shit. She, in ways, fetishized him. He was trying to teach her how to activate the bomb. She wanted to fuck. He was like he was trying to blow up the bomb for the thing. She wanted to fuck.
No, but here's the thing.
So like when I'm saying about that, he was trying to get her to be a mother. He had backed away from the revolution the moment that he saw his daughter's face.
Yeah.
He was trying to get her to be a mother. She went on a lengthy rant about being jealous of her baby. You got like it's like
that was
like you guys look. I'm not saying that some of those feelings. I'm not gonna speak for no pregnant ladies. I'm not gonna say that some of those feelings aren't like. I'm not gonna say that nobody ever felt that way. But Perfidia Beverly Hills used bullshit in every single aspect to explain why she did something ridiculously selfish. Like abandoning her child, turning her back on the revolution. And then when she leaves, she writes on the thing, "This pussy don't pop for you." You guys, come on, man. Like
that was a moment where I was
that's Quentin Tarantino, cool white guy lingo. Like, this is how cool black people talk to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have to say that it ruined the movie, but if we are going to talk to Tyler Perry about his portrayal of black people on screen, if we're going to talk to everybody else, then we damn sure going to have the conversation with Paul Thomas Anderson. It's not like it ruins the movie. That character has a very specific utility in the movie, and her redemption at the end of the movie, her stated redemption, which Bob legitimately gives to the daughter. He legitimately gives the redemption of a black woman to her daughter. He gives it to her. I have this letter. It's from your mom. He gives it to her. It's not like she decides, hey, I'm going to show up and no matter what, I'm back in my daughter's life. Like, her agency in the movie just, I don't know how to explain it other than to say that, like, I'm listening to people discussing, I'm listening to people talking, is a fantastic character to get people going, but you want more dimensions than that from a strong black female revolutionary.
Well, but that is also, I think, that makes it a different movie. Where it's like, I do think that there is a version of this movie, like Tiana Taylor, and I think this is also an artistic choice, leaves a crater-sized hole in the movie because she is so charismatic. And because they have to get through the prologue, there is a moment where I was just like, wait, well, if she's gonna rat, she's gonna sell out all these people, and all of her comrades are gonna die, and she's gonna fuck Sean Penn. It is so abrupt, and you're almost, for the rest of the entire movie, you're just like, wait. But she seemed like a deeper character. If she's going to make all of these decisions, I want to know where it comes, because to your point, she falls in line with a bunch of stereotypes that are a little bit like, I don't know. This is making me feel very uneasy.
Regina Hall's character doesn't brilliantly play, right?
Yeah.
Regina Hall's character doesn't. She loses. Another thing about the movie is the way the movie looks at revolutionaries. The way the film, there's just other things about the film that are very PTH. The Christmas niggas that come out of nowhere and serve only one purpose, which is to activate Lockjaw in a specific way. Like, just the things about the movie itself, rather than a greater societal commentary on the movie.
That's why I feel about the immigration subplot in the movie. It's like, we're living in a world now with ICE, and I mean, we talked about this like before, but like, it's just there. Like, that plot line is just
in
there.
the background.
It's in the background. It doesn't say anything.
So everybody's talking about think about what the movie is saying about immigration and the persecution of Brown. It doesn't say anything about it.
It doesn't?
It's
no, it
background
doesn't. It's just background noise.
It's background noise while Leo...
I think that's such an unfair read.
I read it incredibly differently. I saw it because, like, one of the most profound scenes to me is when Leo is being ushered through that building by Benicio del Toro while he's trying to charge the phone frantically, not paying attention to anything that's going on around him, while Benicio is in Spanish telling every single brown person in that building where to leave and where to exit, because they know that agents are coming to break down this door and round up everybody inside of here. Leo is not paying attention to any of that, while being introduced by hand to every single person, while ignoring every other person and only caring about that phone. This former revolutionary who, at the beginning of this movie, liberated a bunch of Mexican and Latino people from a camp, is now ignoring every brown person around him, again, for the sake of his daughter, understandably so, but the message of a seemingly well-intentioned white man bringing all of his problems to a building full of people that he would have defended years ago and not caring about them, while the real hero takes everybody out safely, calmly, and efficiently, while still helping him is very profound to me.
But I feel like that
that's fine.
speaks more to Leo than it does.
Yeah,
I know,
it's
and
not
that's-
that's
it's
cool.
based-
Yeah.
It's not about them though. Don't tell me that the movie has something to say about those people. It doesn't. They're background noise for.
Well, I don't think it's background noise either, because I think why people are falling in love so much with the Benicio Sensei character, besides all the humor, is like I do think PTA is making a commentary on the changing nature of revolutions and like what happens when you age out of it, and whether someone like Leo was in it for the right reasons, maybe at one point, or like right-ish reasons. But I think what the Benicio del Toro character kind of like situates is like, oh, no, real revolution is still going on. Maybe Bob doesn't understand it, but this is a community that this sensei has built. Tunnels, skateboarders, everybody from the smallest kid to the oldest person is locked in this revolution that at this point, Bob is at the periphery of. I do think that like PTA is saying some very naughty things. Even the whole phone gag of like basically Leo being like, yo, I just lost my daughter. Can you be a human and like help me? And all of these terms to protect people and to make everybody polite and not be rude. Like
voice
he's getting in the
triggers
way
and all
of
this
like
stuff.
human like what is at the heart of revolution? Human emotion and wanting everybody to have like indelible rights and protect them.
Again, all that comes back to Leo though. Again, it all comes back to how it mirrors Leo. It doesn't have anything to say about like what's happening today now.
But even and what you're saying, two things. One, what you're saying about the phone thing is interesting. Even that was murky for me because Leo is having a conversation. There's a value judgment in there. Leo's having a conversation. The guy's asking Leo to do two things. One thing and then another thing. One, he's asking him to remember the code that they have established.
Yes.
In order to keep each other safe.
Mm-hmm.
So that conversation really is about whether or not it's fair to ask people for safety in words. And at first it's hinted at, hey, you have to remember this. I don't know who you are. Somebody could be sitting next to you right now with a gun to your head.
Yes.
Trying to get these
trying to get this information from you. Or you might not even be you.
Yeah.
Like you might not even be you. You might be somebody else who sounds like you. So we have all of these things, all of these fail safes in place for us to be able to trust each other. Do you remember the password? And he doesn't. Then he goes on to say the R word and the person goes, hey, I'm triggered. Both of those things to me are criticisms about the revolution people think they're fighting now. They think they're fighting a revolution on Twitter. They think they're fighting a revolution with their pronouns. They think it's a criticism about that. But I wonder when I watch that, I'll just be honest with you, that feels like some white boy shit.
No, it does. But that's why it's interesting to me. Like, I think it's very interesting where this is a movie where I don't actually think PTA almost is painting, if not himself, a certain type of white man as a bumbling idiot that does not know better. But the problem is that when you put Leo in that role and you make it an action movie, there's one thing that your script and the politics of your script are saying, and then there's the thing we're doing as movie viewers where we're just like, Leo is the hero because it's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio and the camera is fucking following.
All right, true.
You know what I mean?
I get that. That's a well-stated point. I'll say this. Like, even in that scene, and you guys, we're being a degree pedantic here because we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
No, I
loved this movie.
I loved the movie.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was great. In that scene, what eventually ends up being the password?
Time doesn't exist.
No.
Mexican hairless.
That's a quick.
So
that's a
all the stuff that
QTS.
we're talking. Leonardo DiCaprio, when he's talking to the guy on the phone, he's having an intellectual conversation. When he talks to a person of color, it's about what kind of pussy they like. Not good. Like it's the version of cool that white boys think that black people are.
But here's the thing. It's in the beginning of the movie when they start calling him Ghetto Pat and Leo gets in his fucking like Justin Bieber shit where it's like, I think PTA knows what he's doing. Like, I think he is creating a character. I'm not saying it's right. And there was points where I like dog, I was talking to some of my white friends where I was just like, I had to be like, hey, yo, like, I love PTA, but like, not too much on that. Like, there was some shit. I'll put it to you this way. If I'm going to be like, super like, it is coming from a light-skinned man. I was just like, hey, yo, the American Girl needle drop. And basically where the movie ends up is I'm just like, you have basically 3 light-skinned black women who are some of the most beautiful women to have ever existed. And there's 2 things that are happening. For Tiana Taylor or Regina Hall or Chase Infinity to get this moment where they are going to be competing for Oscars and whatever, it does say something that it took a white director. A white director got the like, if a black director, like, we wouldn't be talking.
Well, I also say that in the end, every single black woman in the movie sacrifices so that Leonardo DiCaprio's character can win.
Regina, what happens to Regina Hall?
She goes to jail.
Go to jail.
No, that's what I'm saying.
She was somewhere chilling, playing games on her phone. Well, she didn't have a phone.
No.
She was somewhere chilling.
With the nuns?
She does what black women in society are expected to do, which is sacrifice themselves for somebody else. She comes out of where she goes. Remember, the revolution is over.
Yeah,
for them. Yeah.
Like Leo's character didn't flunk out of the revolution. He had a higher calling. He was noble. He saw his daughter and decided that this is my revolution now. This is my purpose now, which his woman could not meet him on. Regina Hall's character comes out of nowhere as a hero. And she gets activated. She gives Chase Infinity's character all the game, all the knowledge, takes them to a place where a black nun revolutionary sect exists. All of them women lose. Like, all of them lose. They all go to jail. Their entire thing gets fucked up for this one guy to have a scene at the end where he's playing on his iPhone.
Yeah.
When I say care taken with black characters, the care that I mean is not to write them as if they're not human or inherently noble at all times. The care means that they get to win too. That, like, there is sometimes an aversion to me of making a black lady a hero in a movie. I know that Chase Infinity in this movie, it saves herself, which is what I have to note here. But, like, is there an underlying thought, truly by white America, that black women are the workhorses of this entire community and society? That they exist in a film to, like, even the sensei character, when he's talking to the cops,
he gets a DUI for him.
You get the feeling that he's gonna be okay. The last thing we see from Regina Hall is tears, and we know she won't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hi. I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that all of this doesn't make. I'm like, well, fuck.
Damn,
But is that level of artistic intention visible when you see all of these characters of color just fall like dominoes for the sake of this white character?
What you mean?
Do you think that that's not an indictment, or at least a reflection on what is put out into this world?
I think it's meant to do exactly what we're doing right now, which great art does, which is make us have a conversation about intention and all of that.
Are we gonna
do black women or black characters in general in these movies, do we get our wish fulfillment moment? Because a lot of this movie is going to be wish fulfillment. If you grew up with PTA, if you're a white boy and you've been a burnout and it's like you used to be and you've been smoking weed and burning your brain out and becoming an alcoholic, whatever, it's saying that there is hope for you. There was a level when I walked out of this movie where I had the same thought with you. I was like, what happened with Regina Hall? Like, her life is over. What happened to the nuns? Their life is, I'm like, every black
Jungle Pussy dead. No more pussy. Like, even that.
Tiana Taylor can't come back to, like
he goes, Jungle Pussy dead. He goes, no more pussy. These characters kind of get trivialized.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie, but I think the level of criticism that's like saying that it's making some sort of profound statement on black women, or some sort of profound statement on revolution, some sort of profound statement on on fetishism. It's not. They're having fun.
I think, here's the thing. I don't think this movie is profound.
No.
I do think the politics of it are messy. But also, to me, this is the PTA formula. When you watch,
I agree.
Like, it is more charged for us on this podcast because Blackness has never been this much at the forefront. Usually it's about when it's Phantom Thread. It's about like
It's a fair point.
two lovers. You know what I'm saying? When it was Licorice Pizza, it's two teenage. It's like, it's a different thing. Even when it's Boogie Nights, it's the porn industry. When it's about revolution, when it's about Black women and the sacrifices that Black women make, a white audience, I don't think is going to have the same type of empathy that we walked out of the theater being like, oh, so Regina gets fucked, the nuns get fucked, Jungle Pussy gets fucked. Like, I was like,
of course, why would they? But why would they? Those are like, we see these movies and we see our people and we go, we want the best for our people. They're like, okay, Leo won. Cool, good for him. They out the movie.
Well,
That's it.
It's and by the way, it's not like even in that we exist in fantasy about like what is really real and how these things really happen. It's just that like a lot of times artistic expression is like it's a dissertation in how we're seen. And if look, and there's a whole bunch of things in the movie that just happened. The guy who was the bounty hunter just gets religion all of a sudden. We got to have a shootout. Like it's the Christmas hit job guy.
We gotta talk about Sean Penn.
Like Sean Penn, to me, Sean Penn's character was, in my opinion, the winner of the movie because he was the only person in the movie that had a want. Like Sean Penn's character had a want. Everybody else in the movie is like reacting to a series of hijinks and situations. Sean Penn's character had a want, and his want oriented the movie. At first, his want was Perfidia Beverly Hills, which gets the movie going, right? His want to her, because he had them dead to rights, right? But he wanted the Black woman so bad that he actually allowed an act of domestic terrorism to happen, right? That's how much he was a slave master, like in that situation. Then after that, the movie doesn't actually get started again until his want now is to Christmas Club people. So his want orients the movie. And then everything else happens around that, which is why his character is the clearest to understand.
I disagree. The thing I loved artistically about this movie from a structural standpoint is like, I think everybody has a very clear want. I think what makes it a little bit murky is it's like the way the movie is divided up. The prologue to me is like Tiana is presented as the hero.
Right.
And it's like the score and the way it's all set, whether you like how it's done or not, you're just like, okay, we're setting up that there is going to be this looming figure throughout this whole movie. The middle part of it is just like, all right, this is Leo's turn. Leo's want is like, I need to get my daughter. I need to get my daughter. And then by the end of the movie, it becomes Chase's movie, where you're just like, okay, like, how is this young mixed race child going to take everything that her father instilled in her about the revolution and save herself?
But my point is those aren't wants. Those are reactions. So like what I mean, like Leo wants his daughter because she's been taken.
Yes.
What's Chase Infinity's character in
Willa?
Willa Ferguson.
Willa wants to survive. Like she's reacting to the danger, which is awesome because there are movies, and I was on the phone with a friend like Taken, where the girl just screams the whole time.
Yeah, and she can't do anything.
And she can't do shit.
Willa handle business.
Willa handle business. All of that stuff. So that's kind of like almost splitting hairs for a reason. What you're saying is basically true, but the reason why it's important for me is because things in a movie have to continuously happen for those characters to continue their kinetic energy to the end of the film.
Yeah.
And that is completely dictated by Sean Penn's character. Completely dictated by Sean Penn's character. Completely. If you look at Star Wars, the rebels have a want, right? The rebels have a want. The rebels want something. And the Empire is reacting to the rebels, which makes the rebels full characters and the Empire really cool characters that we like. What it makes the rebels full characters and makes the Empire really cool characters that we only have to see a little bit.
It's funny you bring up Star Wars because I was thinking about this, and I've been inclined to agree with you that Sean Penn's character is probably like drives the movie. Like I think of all the like, if anybody's gonna like win a best actor or something, it's going to be him, right, for his portrayal. It reminded me of Cyril from Andor in the sense of you watch this guy, this like sad human being who's just like legitimately like sad to look at. Like when he's in the elevator, he's combing his hair,
That shitty
he's doing his
haircut.
doofy walk, the suit doesn't fit. He's got like a black jacket, a blue shirt, and khaki pants. Like none of that works. And he wants so much to join this group of the Christmas Adventurers Club. They could have just called him KKK, by the way. We live in 2025. It's okay. Like that's his whole thing. And you just like, bruh, again,
There's a tragedy behind him in some way.
There's a tragedy in the sense of you want acceptance so bad. You want to belong to something so bad that you're not even thinking about like what it means to be human, what it means to look to have empathy, what it means to be a human. You're just like, I want to be part of this club. I want to achieve this. It doesn't matter what the end goal is.
That's very directly commentary or criticism of the trajectory of a white man seeking power being stepping over the bodies of black people, of revolutionaries, of people like that. Mm-hmm. Like that's obviously some sort of secret society that has its hands in all different types.
Yeah, there's politics. There's
politics and all of that. And he's done enough in his life to be considered for that. But the purity of a white man being litigated by who he doesn't caucus with is an interesting thing. Yeah. Like you've done enough dirt. You've captured enough brown people. You've killed enough people. You've done enough. Rest in peace, Alana Haim. They just dotted her.
Oh, man.
If they got crazy. The front entrance covered, then they got the back covered. Yeah, come on. You
who's my man who, I'm forgetting his name.
Wood Harris?
I want to see Wood Harris and Alana Haim a little bit more.
No, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Because this is before the credits. Like
before the title card.
Before the title card. For the title card.
Just bop.
No. That's when she's walking into, walking
out of the store.
We get two mixed race couples. The first 15 minutes of the movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
Guys, it's the year of the swirl, man.
Dr. Umar's review, because Dr.
Umar's review is
too much buddy hop.
According to this movie, two black people never saw each other. I
was watching it with the friend, and as soon as the Haim sister went over to kiss Wood Harris, we started dying.
But we started dying. I do think, though, I think that part of that is done to make sure that it's hammered home that the French 75 is truly a multicultural, multicultural revolutionary operation. And the reason why I say that is because this movie is different if the French 75 is looked at as the Sudanese Liberation Army or the Black Panthers or something like that. Yep. The movie has a different thrust.
Right.
If they are just that. Okay. If they are just the easiest way to subtract blackness from somebody is, you guys, don't get mad. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying for America at large, okay, is to have them like fuck a white person. It is to put them in a relationship with somebody white. This is not true. That's not true. All right, Quincy Jones and Harry Belafonte never saw a white woman they didn't want to fuck. They were black as shit.
Wow, what a pull there. Wow.
You're not wrong. I wasn't expecting.
No love for
Quincy
Jamie Foxx.
Jones and Harry Belafonte. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was not expecting to hear.
Look.
Jamie Foxx ain't getting no love.
All I'm saying
Zoe
is,
Kravitz.
All I'm saying is when you're seeing it, they go, oh, this is a multicultural, multiracial revolutionary group. And as such, they also have little white
exclusively
girls.
But this is might be because like my brain. So it's like the funniest thing about the movie to me is the fact that it's like the movie starts and everybody's like, damn. Ooh, I get to have a black wife. This is gonna be amazing. This is great. 60 years later, Leo is just like, my black daughter's ruining my life. She says I'm an idiot. I am a fucking idiot. She kicking my ass. She's just like, Dad, you can't drink and drive. Dad, is they, them. It's not that simple. I was like, yeah, this PTA with his black daughters being like, Boogie Nights sucks. Fuck you. Yo, politics. I was like, your daughter's kicked your ass.
And you know what's funny about that scene? Once again, like that scene, they do like that same scene in Lioness where the father is trying to have a conversation about trans identity with the daughter, and the father's is basically saying what Taylor Sheridan wants to say to the whole world, which is, if we can't talk about this, then they're essentially lording over us. As she looks at Leo, once again, they're having a conversation about trans identity, and Leo seems like the person that is relatable in the scene. He's like, oh, he's got makeup on. It's like they, them. It's a critique.
Yeah. Because who hasn't heard a conversation like that?
And by the way, no problem with it.
Right.
Like, no problem with it. Also, probably done to show how far removed from the revolution that Leo actually is.
Yeah, he's not
there is a
enlightened.
different revolution. But it's a critique. And when I saw the movie is, to me, not a weird, but a peculiar endorsement of the regular white guy.
Yeah.
Like just the regular white.
This is why I do this fucking podcast. Let's fucking go.
It's a pretty clear endorsement of the regular white dudes. Two pretty regular white dudes get to sleep with, in this movie, the most desirable thing on the planet, which is Perfidia Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
for different reasons. One, because one lords something over her, and the other one because she just can't keep her hands off him. Right? This is not Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic. This is not the Leo that this is
a guy.
A guy who can do stuff like who is, and as much as we see him bumble around and fumble around and all of that stuff, there's a magnetism about the character that just makes everything work out for him. There's a certain thing about him. Yeah. He's always a step slow. He's always late.
And it always works out.
And it always works.
Day late, $1 short.
Everybody else, you're
fucked over.
But here's the thing.
I think that's why, like, that scene with Benicio del Toro, it's again, it's not speaking immigration.
Besides Sensei.
But it's speaking to him, where it's like his whole world is crumbling, and Sensei is dealing with something.
He's just dealing with everything,
and he's just like, "Is my family? Yep, you guys got to go." Like, and then gets him out of the hospital, jail, whatever. Like, it's all easy. It's all easy and simple for him. But again, like for it works out for Leo, despite the fact he's a day late, $1 short at all times.
Yeah. But I think that, once again, two things can be true. I think that this is PTA's version of an indictment of a certain type of white guy, like the dude from The Big Lebowski, the 90s, like, I love pot, I love drinking, I love black women, I'm around, I'm a cool guy. And you see that in the movie. And then I think the indictment of it is just like, oh, what happens when actually your revolutionary politics were not that solid? Like, when push came to shove, you actually did give up. And I think the movie tries to have its cake and eat it too, where it's like, I'm not saying this is the better version of the movie, but there is a version of this movie where Tiana gets the same type of care that Leo does. She gets the same type of, like, depth, where it's like, even if she falls out of love with the revolution, we get to spend 2 hours and 50 minutes with her. And instead, no, Leo is always going to be the hero in this. So even as it's trying to, like, be like, what's the role of the, like, bumbling white dad? Like, maybe he's not the hero that we thought he was. Maybe Chase Infinity is this mixed race child who is now leading the revolution. Maybe that's the hero. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still a little tricky when Tiana disappears. Like,
who is the most beloved artistic director that has, to you guys, just want you to think about it, the trickiest relationship with race because of the language in his movies?
Tarantino comes to mind very quickly.
It is Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys have all seen Jackie Brown.
Yes.
He takes care of Jackie Brown. He takes care of Jackie Brown, man. Now, Kerry Washington's character in
Django not exactly.
Don't do nothing. But of Jackie Brown, he he treats her with care. And maybe that's because of his reverence for Pam Grier.
Right, no, absolutely.
I think it is his reverence for Pam Grier, that type of blaxploitation, like that type of
he's
movie.
like, you were my hero when I was a kid, so I'm going to give you...
Because he don't do that with Bruce Lee, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he doesn't do that.
Bruce Lee, come on, man. Come on.
Like,
yeah.
But what I'm using that specific example, not in any way to minimize any of the appropriate criticisms of Quentin Tarantino and the language in this movie. So I'm not doing that at all. I'm saying that, and this is the last thing that I'll say. The thing that is sometimes hard to convince mainstream white America of, for me, is intention. The condition of Black people, particularly Black women in America, we're talking about Black women, so we're going to stay on them, is the result of intention. It's not an accident. So it's intentional Black maternal mortality. It's intentional, the 300,000 Black women that have left the workforce since, or have been fired out of the workforce and been forced to leave since Donald Trump has taken over. The pulling apart of our mothers and our sisters, it's intentional. It's a part of a strategy to make sure our community is never concrete. And, you know, I'm not going to get into a bunch of pandering, but a way to destroy our version of ourself is to pervert our concept of beauty, which is take that out of our women and put it somewhere else. Our concept of life-giving, of nurturing, of strength, of glue, of all of these things, some of these things that Black women shouldn't have been forced to be. A way to pull apart the community is to minimize and lessen those women, because then two things happen. Number one, we don't have what we need from them. And number two, as Black men rise up the ranks of being successful, they don't want them anymore. Because they've been minimized by mainstream white culture to a degree that they're no longer desirable. Not even desirable. They're no longer, what word am I searching for? They're aspirational. Like, is it your aspiration to find and empower, not just for your sexual gratification, to be in community with a beautiful, strong Black woman? Is that something that you want? That's something that you have to do. Do you want to share ideas? Do you want to share power? Do you want to share all of that stuff with Black women, right? Yep. So all of that stuff, the subversion of that is intentional. The hardest thing to convince people of is that the remedy to that is intentional too.
Okay.
It's taking intentional care of Black women. Not always. I'm not saying that niggas never gonna cheat on their girls. I'm not saying that you're never gonna use the wrong word. I'm not saying that you're never gonna be in a situation where your maleness, your himness, your trauma is not going to negatively affect the women that you share community with. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, are we intentionally looking out for the way Black women are portrayed, the way they're empowered, and the way they're conceived, the way their beauty is promoted? Are we intentional about undoing the intentional damage that has been done? So a lot of this stuff isn't even the fault of one specific movie, or it doesn't have to do with one person's inner failing. I'm not saying that it's something that is corrupt inside of a director or anything like that. Very simply, I'm saying we intentionally want stereotypes and versions of Black women in films not to exist anymore. We want it to be done on purpose. We want somebody to be sitting down writing a Black female character and go, that's been done. We don't want to do it no more. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you always have to do that, because we don't always do that, right? It doesn't mean that, but be honest with you, like, we could go, everybody listening to me, they go, Van, let's go through your fucking title. And how many songs in there got bitches ain't shit on there? You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is, when people are
Why
mad,
do you use the title? You work at Spotify.
I know, it's whatever. Like, when people get mad about this, it's because they want a different portrayal of Black women on screen, and they want that to be on purpose. in consideration of everything else and how harmful and all of that stuff. And maybe that's not Paul Thomas Anderson's.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, maybe that's not his responsibility. But it's our responsibility to discuss it.
What I will say is, I'm like,
and hold people accountable.
Yeah.
To me, One Battle After Another is a movie that's about revolutionary acts, but it's not a revolutionary movie. And One Battle After Another is a movie that has a lot of black people in it, but it's not a black movie. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes where I get frustrated is like, yo, I do it too. Like, this is my favorite director. Like, yeah, we can be like, oh my God, I can't believe he pulled it off. But to your point, there does have to be room where I'm like, yo, as a black person, I had issues with this. Like, this could be one of my favorite directors. And I could still be like, hey, yo, that was a little whack. And I'm just like,
talk about it.
Yeah. And I do think that we've gotten to a point, especially with film culture, where it's like, yo, who are you to say that? I'm just like, hey, yo, if PTA is going to make a movie with a bunch of black women in this, I wasn't a Tiana Taylor fan a year ago, 2 years ago. I followed Tiana Taylor her entire career. Regina, like, these are people I'm like, who have been in my ecosystem that, like, as black people, we do, and I think it's not a secret that it's like, how many black critics at big institutions got to review this movie? How many black people, like, was this movie pitched to black people in a certain way? Like, we do have a responsibility to be like, yo, let's keep it real. So when we get to the Midnight Meter, I will give it a Midnight Meter that reflects my love as a film goer. But yeah, nothing you said today. It's all shit I was thinking. I was also like,
it's well said. I don't have anything else to say.
First of all, you got to respect Regina Hall. Brenda, dog, from Scary Movie. You wasn't locked in on Scary Movie?
The Best Man?
Best Man, oh, yeah.
I love Regina Hall.
You said you was like, you weren't a fan.
Watchmen.
You was stuck to quit. Nope, that's Regina King.
Regina King.
Stay.
I got that so wrong.
It stays in the podcast.
You were right there.
It was at the 9-yard line.
Oh, you were right. Oh, man.
Jesus, Steve.
Dude, you didn't.
Here's the thing. I gotta shoot Steve Sabelle. He's not the first white person who did this.
Of course. Not the first person at all, but Regina King and Regina Hall.
We've done such a great job.
I need you to pull up a photo of both of them and see if you can tell.
No.
He absolutely can't tell the difference. He probably doesn't think that they look alike.
I don't think they look alike.
He just fucked up his Regina's.
No, okay, but
Regina's
one thing
mixed
is you
up.
got the last name wrong. Because, Regina Hall, Regina King, it's tough.
It's an embarrassing moment, but we move on.
To say the wrong show stuff. That's
it's embarrassing. We move on.
Yeah.
Regina Hall could have killed Watchmen too, though. She would have killed it. Sister Night.
I did. I mean, again, like, we talked about like all the stuff that the movie probably got wrong about how to write black women, but I think the performances, all incredible,
phenomenal,
yeah, all incredible,
right? Like
from all of them, Chase, Regina, Tiana, just
it's Paul
phenomenal.
Thomas Anderson.
Yeah,
it's Paul Thomas Anderson. But I'm urging people right now, just let black women have their say, and I can't speak for them. I can only speak with them. Just let them have their say.
Yeah.
There's Brooke Obie, who I think is an underutilized critical voice and creative voice in this town. Is one of the people that, like, if I got $150 million right now, that would make sure got a chance to tell her stories. I think she's fantastic. She wrote something on her Substack. Go read it. There was something in The Guardian. I'm not saying that all sisters are going to feel the same way about the movie. They're not. But before you guys, I'm asking for covering and protection for black ladies that are going to have their say about One Battle After Another and have problems with it. Mm-hmm. And if I see any of the film bros, anyone going too far, too much on the sisters that are writing and talking about the way they feel, I'm going to get in your motherfucking ass. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
We can have it out. Y'all have to agree. You don't have to agree, but they saw themselves on screen, and some of them, not all of them, because I've read some other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like some of them, not all of them, don't like it. Give them they fucking say. Let them talk. Mm-hmm. That's it. Ain't nobody saying that this is your guy, this is my guy. This is fucking the guy from There Will Be Blood. Like, we fuck with it. Midnight Meter.
Midnight Meter. You guys already know what it is. 1 to 12. 1 being the worst. 12 being the game changer.
We already know what you're going to say. You panel.
All right, so actually, if we because this is gonna go back to the Demon Slayer conversation. Because
Right. Okay. So here we go.
in my heart, I want to give it a 12. In my heart, this is. I think on Letterboxd I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. But I think the reason I have to stick at an 11 is like box office. This can't be a game changer, bro. Like unless like right now, maybe Mulligans, maybe throughout the Oscar race, this like boop, 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 boop. But right now, I don't think it could be a game changer. So I'm gonna go 11. And I will say this. I tend to like a messy movie. I like people showing me who they are. I actually don't need PTA to be perfect. He is a white father of black children. He is, I think there is a lot of him in this, not all. And I would rather see a director. I would rather see One Battle After Another over a Green Book. You know what I'm saying? I would rather the messy version of this movie versus the just like, actually race is super easy to fucking solve. You know? So I'm going to give it an 11.
I respect that opinion. I'm going 9.
Okay.
I'm going 9 purely off the filmmaking. I want to say something about the Midnight Meter too. A lot of times people go, well, man, how could you give this a 9 and then give some other whatever movie a 9? You don't compare steak to butter cake. You don't compare your main course to your dessert. You're judging them against other things, right? So sometimes a movie is a 9, but it's a 9 dessert movie. Sometimes a movie is a 9, but it's a 9 wine. And then you have 9 beers, right? Sometimes
That's small beers.
Just a small beer?
Small beers.
Huh?
Small beer?
Small beer?
That's small beer.
Oh, yeah.
Small beer?
Sometimes you have different. How do you say? I had
Small beers. Small beers.
Every single time he handed Leo Modelo, I love
it was a full size Modelo. And so the 9 here isn't the same 9 that I might have given some other movie that I'm judging by a different criteria. So, anyway, so a 9. Jomi?
It's a 10. It's a 10 for me. Think the movie, again, I mean, not even forget the box office. It's a PTA movie. It's going to make $8 at the box office. But I enjoyed everything about it. It's made perfectly. I mean, we talked about the action, the writer, the writing, and the performances, the score, just all in all incredible. It's 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Not at all.
You're locked in the whole way.
Yeah.
It's just incredible filmmaking. So it's got to be a 10.
It would be a 10 for me as well. I don't think this changes much of the game. I appreciate the perspective here truly because it actually like opened my eyes to like literally seeing the movie again in a completely different way. And the discussion of intention and artistic like nuance with how things can be portrayed while still having the better of intentions can still make a good movie. And I look forward to seeing it again. I look forward to seeing it with the insight that I got here. But it's still messy.
Yeah.
It's still amazing. It's still thrilling. I still didn't think that 3 hours could go that fast. And it's wonderful.
Really quick though. So this isn't your best movie of the year. What's your best movie of the year if it's not One Battle After Another?
I've been thinking a lot about this. My knee jerk was that One Battle After Another was better than Sinners. I don't think it is.
All right.
Okay. No. Wait. Let's bathe in that. Let's think about it for a second. Because I see the vision, right? Because immediately after I'm like, this movie is the best movie of the year. And while I still do think that, I don't think it's head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah.
I think there can be a conversation. But I do think what this movie does, like, not at every level, but just there's like, we're judging at the margins at this point. And I feel like there's just a little slippage in Sinners. Just like, excuse me. Just a little like, that I don't find in One Battle for Another.
But I'll say this about that as Jomi hacks his life away.
I'm gonna die.
There is. That could be right. I think, though, that Paul Thomas Anderson is such a gifted filmmaker that his sins are more easily forgiven than other ones are. Like, things that just happen in this movie that, like, characters that exist as almost human MacGuffins, things that just go on. You just go, oh, okay, it's a PTA movie. Doesn't have to, like make a whole ton of sense or anything like that. Like, stuff that just, it's PTA. It's part of the mad cap crazy world that he creates when he's doing this type of filmmaking. It's probably not fair. Like when I thought about it, I left, I was like, you know what? It's actually Kai. When I left, I was like, you know what? Yeah, of course it's the best movie of the year. But you know what? I just don't feel that way. I like Sinners slightly better.
Here's the thing, as someone who loves Sinners, I will say this. I think I like Ryan Coogler. Like, I love Ryan Coogler's movies more because I think he just has a sense for emotion and like getting to the core of just he can empathize with his characters. And I think he does an amazing job of making his movies make sense. To your point, I think we give PTA a lot of like, well, he's one of the best directors of his generation. It doesn't matter if you can understand it. You just have to Coogler, I don't think really gets that pass. I don't think most Black directors get that pass at this level. Mm-hmm. It's like, this shit better make sense and I better feel it. I just think one battle after another is an achievement. Like, for everything I've said, I was just like, in the movie, I was just like, oh, okay, this is one of the best films I've seen just ever.
So then who gets best director?
I think it has to be PTA.
Oh, this movie will win everything. I mean, look, you guys, it's like when great Black art is a struggle, great white art is a coronation. The way that it goes. Great Black art is kicking down doors and telling people why the movie is important and calling upon. Great white stuff is, it comes out right away. It's the best thing we ever saw. And then over the next couple of weeks, maybe we can have some real conversation about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, over the, and so it's already written. It's over. One battle after another.
Best movie of the decade.
Best is done. Best picture, best actor. Sean Penn is done. It's over.
Sean Penn is done.
It's over.
Yeah,
He
Best supporting. He gets best supporting.
It's a
won.
lock.
It's over. He won. So if you were trying to win, don't put your movie out until
I think this can win best director, best supporting,
best adapted screenplay.
Like, I think it'll actually.
I just hope that I think the real thing is this, and I want to see if the Academy has the nuts. If the Academy has the nuts to not reward any of the Black ladies in this movie.
Ooh boy.
Do they not just the Academy, but do
they cancel each other out?
They could.
Like the Globes, all that.
Not just
SAG.
No, because they're all going to be in supporting, best supporting actress.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
They could.
Well, I mean, you could. I wouldn't put Chase Infinity though in best actress. That's tough.
She could go
there.
She's basically the co-lead of this film.
Right.
But dog, I would not be surprised. There is a world where PTA walks away with some, Sean Penn walks away, maybe Leo,
and then Gianna.
That shit gonna be.
You know what's funny? Last thing I'll say.
Then the movie will become Manifest.
You know what's funny? Last thing I'll say. This is about to be so stupid. This how I'm telling people, don't listen to my takes. Don't listen to them. I'm just
don't listen.
I'm just speaking from the heart. I think The Place Beyond the Pines is better than this.
All right, man.
Whoa! Peacemaker. We on a Peacemaker.
Not being serious.
I swear to God.
You're not being serious right now. You just trying to get your takes off. Come on.
Come on. I think The Place Beyond the Pines.
Let's be for
Oh no! I just remembered that one. No, Ryan Gosling.
I swear, bro. I think The Place Beyond the Pines.
I thought you meant Only God Forgives, and I'm like, you're insane.
I swear.
You're not locked in. You're not locked in.
Come on, you're not being serious, bro.
I promise
Ryan Gosling really is your best white man.
I think The Place Beyond the Pines is better. Because I think when I think about movies like this, the one that I compared it most directly to was The Place Beyond the Pines. I think The Place Beyond the Pines.
You clip farming.
All right, I don't think we have enough time for Peacemaker.
We definitely have it. We do. We got 10 minutes for Peacemaker.
Okay, 10 minutes.
10 minutes for Peacemaker.
Real quick.
All right, we're not doing a manifest. Nothing.
Nah.
The big news that everybody wants us to talk about is
Just
Lex
doing the
Luthor
emotes.
showed up.
Lex Luthor showed up.
How did the Lex Luthor the cameo work for y'all?
You guys, real quick, this is one of the best episodes of Peacemaker they've ever made.
Y'all wild.
It was a really good episode.
It's a great one.
I think I'm gonna point to three things real quick because we don't have a lot of time. The Lex Luthor reveal was great and it worked in universe really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just shoehorned in.
Mhm.
It worked in universe. Obviously, prop clipping, clip farming, whatever. Two, the reveal that we all knew was coming. About
Earth X.
Earth X.
The Nazi Earth, yeah.
it still worked.
Yep.
It was terrifying,
Mhm.
right? and then 3, the vigilante stuff.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
really good.
So great.
I've been waiting for this dude to pop off.
Like was the vigilante stuff in this was really good.
Even like just going like episode opens at his house and they have the bit where he's like he told his mom that Harker was his girlfriend.
That's
he's
good
losing.
James Gunn. That's good James Gunn.
Yeah.
It lasts a tad too long, but like
As always.
that's good James Gunn. That's actually funny.
Spider-Man meme.
And yeah.
Well, and then they go to the little basement thing. They're like, he's got billions of dollars worth of money and contraband at his crib. Again, he still lives with his mom, by the way. And he's got all that money and all those drugs. Like, you could like at least use the money if you're not selling drugs. It's like, but why would I do that? That's using blood money. I can't. I shouldn't. I can't. Oh my gosh. And it's just like, this guy is the dumbest. Like, I can't get past. Like, I can get past the who wants to hear some manta facts?
Yeah.
Who wants to hear scroll facts? That's like annoying. But when he gets to like be like absurd in a real way that like makes sense, I love it.
And also the great like tongue-in-cheek aspect of the idea that he's just the same in every universe. that's kind of great. There's a great like little emotional purity to that character that I genuinely
keys,
love.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Going through the house. That's not a dragon. That's
But
a snake.
does
Why are
it
there 3 keys?
feel a little like long in the tooth now that we're this many episodes in and now we're actually starting to really cook here? Because we've had complaints about the show being dragged out a bit. Now that we're clearly getting to the point where James Gunn really wanted to do the thing that he wanted to do.
Answer: yes.
Yes, we're happy about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've had conversations about these shows backloading their seasons. Answer: yes.
I think I'm out, and it's like it's not. I think I'm just.
You didn't like you didn't like the reveal.
Whatever.
The flag with the Nazi symbol that didn't work.
It was all just kind of just like, okay, I get it. I get the season. I get what James Gunn is going for. The Eagle Hunter shit, the fucking alternate universe, all the dance number, none of it worked. Like it's just like I'm like,
I'll tell you what, the song has grown on me. The dance number has.
Foxy's Shazam's good.
The song has.
I haven't watched it in forever. I watched it one time.
You skipped it?
Wow.
You skipped
I watched it one time.
See, you know, that's an indictment on the season as a whole. You never skipped the first season openings.
I like the Lex
song was
Luthor
better.
reveal. I do. I like, and this is the problem. This is why I think these superhero TV shows don't work for me. I'm like, okay, the most interesting part of this is a cameo from a character that's from a movie that is teasing some shit that I actually want to see.
But see, that's not the most interesting part to me. It's an
not.
interesting part, but the most interesting part of it by far was the hardcore stuff. Like there was some.
Yeah.
I do have questions. I do wonder, like, what did Economos think was going to happen? Did he just think that his father was never coming home?
Yeah.
Like, there are things that are just happening. Like when hardcore decides to go to Argus. Is she not expecting the other hardcore to
I think she's expecting to
up?
get in and out of there before the other hardcore shows up, but she got detained because of Adrian's coke.
They're acting like they're just not doppelgangers in another world.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first thing that you would do if you were Economos would be that you would clean up whatever you had to clean up, and then you would get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet because this is, man, I love the internet. Keith sees Adebayo walking, and he goes, "One got out, a black."
Yeah.
Which is crazy on its own. And someone was like, essentially they would say black. I feel like they would say the N-word. Let me tell you something right now. If I ever watch a James Gunn property and I see somebody say the N-word, it's on site. That's just not going.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's just not going.
I mean,
they just got to go.
not only do I agree, but my last question for y'all is like, James Gunn, I think it was in an interview with Deadline, was essentially like they were asking him about authority. And he basically says something to the effect of like the smaller characters in the DCU might not be getting movies, or he might be a little more reticent.
I'm really glad you said this.
You say that with Clayface
I'm really glad
on the
you
way.
said this.
Do you think they are getting nervous a little bit with everything we've been talking about? Demon Slayer, K-pop, K-pop, Demon Hunters, globally, superheroes are not doing that well. And then maybe Peacemaker Season 2 not being a runaway hit. I'm not saying it's not a hit, I don't know. But it seems like it's a show that some people who are in this are watching. Do you think James Gunn is like, oh, we got to give him the bigger fish?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. He's looking at a world where Superman is getting outgrossed by Demon Slayer, right? You can't go back and be like, cool, if that's what we're going to do, let's get Clayface.
Get ready for Swamp Thing.
Yeah, like that's just not, if that's the kind of world we live in now, you got to get to the stuff. You got to get to it. again, not super fast, but you can't be out here playing around. Like there's no more.
But his original plan was we getting Amanda Waller, we getting Creature Commandos, we getting this and that. And now I'm like,
because it was sweet. It was back then. It was the wild, wild west, man. At this point, you can do whatever you want. You got carte blanche. Now the numbers start coming back. It's like, we gotta tighten this up. It's not really the world we thought it was. It's not really sweet out here. We gotta start being being smart with our stuff. Not that they weren't before, but like it's one thing to be like money. Super creative. Yeah, we gotta make money. You're not gonna make money doing the Authority. You're not gonna make the money doing the Swamp Thing. You're not gonna make money doing Booster Gold. Like it's just not what it is. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Get to the stuff that people are gonna sit down and pay to see. You have to.
And the more successful that stuff is, the more likely they are to watch some of this other stuff. It wasn't a good idea from the beginning.
No, it wasn't.
But good on them for course correcting.
There we go.
I mean, I think maybe they thought that people were a little bit overly invested into James Gunn's kooky style, and they would want to see his take on Booster Gold or some of these other things. But the reality is things are so quickly, like all this stuff we're hearing about Doomsday. Jesus Christ, Doomsday is going to melt your heart and your insides are going to pop when you see what we've done. It's probably not.
No,
we're probably like it's we're excited about it,
obviously,
but it's probably Jesus Christ. You've never seen anything like this. We've seen it.
We've seen. I hope to see it again.
We read the comments,
we're hoping that it's good enough to justify us sitting again.
Yeah,
but we've seen it. We've checked it out.
But again, it was always ridiculous when people were like, "Nah, man, it's cool. We gonna watch the Authority." Yeah, we gonna.
I want to see the Authority.
Sure. I'm not uninterested, but like at the same time, brother. We got there are more important fish
we
to fry.
was never getting no Amanda Waller fucking Booster Gold ass shit.
Like, let's be for real. But and I saw that that same quote that he said, and I was like really happy. I was like, James, you're finally seeing the light. You're getting that business acumen that we've been talking about that you need. And then he was in another quote, excuse me, in another interview, it was like, yeah, man, we gonna. Like, what's wrong with two Batmans at the same time?
Yeah, he's going for it.
He's not serious.
All right, you guys, that's a lot of podcasts for y'all. I hope you guys appreciate us. That's a wrap.
Almost 3 hours.
Ringiverse feed. Yeah. This week, Mid Edition gave you their thoughts on Marvel Zombies. Ringiverse Recommends is out. Thursday, the House of R is continuing their Stranger Things revisit. Our producers are Chris Thomas, Jamie Yukich, Jade Whaley, Jomi Adeniran on socials. Hashtag 28 pink eyes later.
We had that from last week.
That's fine.
I didn't have time to.
Come on.
We did a lot of plotting. I didn't have time.
Additional production from Arjuna Ramgopowell. Chuck, take us out.
Not Jomi Beverly Hills, Perfidia Jomi Hills.
You call me racist as hell if I did that.
Definitely 100%. Jomi Hall.
Anime rules the world. The Midnight Boys are brothers. Shout out to all my black queens. And it's just one Demon Slayer
after another.